Will never be obsolete. Keep the tradition alive. We're the best. Hi, I'm Jethro Bot. Good evening, weirdos, and welcome to Total Recall. It's a show that remembers it for you. With me is my dear friend, the Wizard. Hello, Wizard.
Hello, everybody.
How's it going?
It's Wednesday.
Yeah. Well, normally, in order to start talking about the movie, we have the first panelist who picked it. But tonight, that's me. I picked it with y'all's help. So we're watching Black Hole. But first, I do want to talk a little bit about gratitude. It's really great sharing this show with my good friend, the Wizard here. A couple years ago, he mailed me an unopened Topps package from my favorite film, unopened Topps trading cards from my favorite film of all time. And I was like, this is going to be great. I'm going to hold on to this. And at some point in time, I'm going to have a really hard time, and I'm going to be glad I have this. I'm going to open it. And over the past couple of years, like losing, my lifelong best friend to terminal cancer, all kinds of other stuff, just had real tough times over the past couple of years. And for some reason, I just kept holding on to these cards. Like, yeah, it's pretty bad, but I'm going to keep going and just hold on to these. So I think it's actually better for me to share them with my very good friend who got them for me, and everybody else. Why the heck not? So all the way from 1984 and still held in place by glue, I would like to present Gremlins trading cards. You can still feel the gum in there. Here we go. And it tore. This is some serious glue.
Are you going to eat the gum?
I don't think you can.
Oh, you can.
I might shiv my worst enemy with it. All right, we've got Gizmo's Fears. What? Here we go.
There you go.
Yeah, can you see that at all? I don't know. You can kind of see Gizmo. It's a Billy.
There it is.
There we go. There we go. Oh my gosh. All right. We have any Corey fans in the audience? Here he is, Slingshot. Let me see if I can get that a little better. I don't know. Slingshot defense. We got some serious boomering going on here. Okay. Oh, this one is really nice. I love Gizmo.
Lots of a mogwai.
Lots of a mogwai. See, he's having a tough time. Okay. All right, we're going to get there, Adam. Don't you worry. I know she's in here somewhere. Man, check this. It's another great Gizmo. I am not a professional lighting anything, so I need some gremlins in here, though.
And speaking of technical difficulties, it looks like Jeff may have just frozen.
Slight
he wanted gremlins.
There we go.
He got gremlins.
Yeah. I got gremlins.
More Mogwai.
Yes. My gosh. Oh, the gum did break. I was like, man, I think that gum's intact. But no. Okay. So don't fight with me. Wow. There's not a single gremlin in this entire pack. Amazing. It's another gizmo. And another gizmo. It's Mrs. Deagle. So that's cool. I was hoping for Dick Miller. And then here's like a climax one where they're like about to try and kill Stripe. All right, that was great.
But we got Phoebe Cates.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mick. That was awesome. I really enjoyed that. I'm going to bring out some other panelists now. So, speaking of gratitude, how awesome is it?
No, wait.
Whoa. Okay. What's up?
So, no, this is the part of the show where the person that picked the movie tells us why they picked it.
You're right. I got so excited. Okay. As I mentioned last time, I had never seen this film as an adult. I know I had watched it a bunch of times as a kid, but I had never revisited it. And I was a robot-loving kid. I loved robots. Anytime there was a robot anywhere for any reason, I was, completely entranced. Robots were the best. So, I had in my head this idea that I loved these two robots. And I knew their names, Vincent and Old Bob, because they often have their names on stuff when you see them. So that's what I remembered. I really liked these robots. I also remembered there was some good bad guy robots, including Maximillian and a gunslinging robot. I remembered that there was a gunslinging robot as well. So that's really what motivated me picking it. Was when I was a kid, I thought this show was so great
because of the
this
robot.
movie was so great. And I also very vaguely remember it not being a good movie, like that being something that adults said, and so just kind of as a kid, thinking well, I guess it's not a very good movie, but I still like the robots, so. But that's it. I didn't remember anything about the storyline at all. I had no idea what these humans were doing with robots. Nothing, so.
Lost to the years.
Yeah. And honestly, when I revisited it, I'm still not really sure what to tell people this movie's about. So that is something that is going to be a topic tonight. What is this movie about? I want to say hello to Duran and CMDR and Black Lives or Black Knives. Thanks, you guys, for coming out. It is great to see you all here in the audience. We're excited. We're going to have a really fun show. I don't know if you guys have seen Black Hole or when the last time you saw Black Hole was, but there is stuff. There is stuff. And tonight's beer for me is going to be Tender Robot from Meanwhile Brewing. Yes, I picked out Tender Robot on purpose. You're going to find out why. This movie's got Tender Robots in it. Okay. So getting back to the topic of gratitude, I am super duper grateful to be sharing this great experience with my partner, Bride of Pumpkinhead, which makes me Pumpkinhead, I guess.
Cool. I like that.
Okay. Well,
hi.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Sure. when Mick and I were sitting there, John, I forgot to return the favor. Mick, what did you remember about this movie? Because yeah, we're supposed to ask everybody. Well, we'll ask you in a moment, Pumpkinhead. We'll be right with you.
I didn't remember a lot, and truth be told, after watching this movie, I kind of questioned if I had ever seen it. I have memories of seeing it. I didn't remember anything. So I think, like you, I had heard people say it was not a good movie. It didn't make a huge impression on me at a young age. So memory wise, just there wasn't a lot there. I remember the black hole.
I feel like I remember the lunch boxes and the beach towels more than the actual movie, you know.
So much stuff.
Yeah. Well, Pumpkinhead, what did you think of Black Hole? You know, I don't think you'd seen this movie before, so did you have any impression of it at all?
After watching
You'd
it, or
heard
before?
of it. Oh, before, yeah. You'd heard of it, right? Did you have any impression of it?
I had maybe played the pinball. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't have any memories or snippets of recollection of something from the past. I was going in completely naive, knowing nothing. Great way to watch this film.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, agreed, Duran. Totally.
Yeah. We've got the powerhouse from San Diego with us tonight. It's not just our dear friend Barbara Lawrence. It is also Adam Gray. Dear friends from B-Sides that, let me assure you, I am super duper grateful for.
And, bless your heart, you wee lad.
Oh, well, if that's all it takes, I got, there's more where that came from.
And bless your butt crack.
Thank you. You would know.
I've been there.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad that you guys are here with us, and I'm so sorry for the week that you've had and the stuff that's ahead of you now, because you know, I've lost a parent as well, and it takes a lot, man. It takes a lot. So
thank you.
Living in America.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah. Well, that's why I brought you both out at the same time. I didn't want to say that twice. You know, like, I mean, we're supposed to be making people laugh here. Come on.
Exhausting with people. Who could be bothered?
Yeah.
Glad to be here.
Good. I'm so glad. But yeah, just real quick, did you guys have much in the way of anticipation, or, you know, like what did you remember about the black hole?
Nothing, because I'd never seen it.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'd never seen it, and after watching it, now I know why.
No spoilers.
Right, no spoilers. Well, it said in the opening credits, we're going to spoil aplenty tonight.
I had seen it in the theater back in the day. You were talking about merchandise. I actually had the full twin bed sheet set well into puberty. And I don't know how that affected my my goings on. I always remembered it. I remember the visuals, really. But I don't know if I have watched this in over 30 years, to be honest. And on the rewatch, wow, that's about all I got. It's not Star Wars.
Yeah, it definitely isn't.
No.
But I knew that eventually we were going to talk about Star Wars on this show, and we're definitely going to be talking about Star Wars tonight. There's no way you could talk about this
It's-
movie and not talk about Star Wars. They are
The thing that struck me the most was, honestly, this was released the same year that Alien came out, that Star Trek the movie came out, and wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's crazy.
1979, guys.
I mean, you can't not mention Star Wars because this project probably would have never been greenlit without Star Wars. It had been in development for years and years, since the early 70s, and I think without that push for Disney trying to remain relevant, and I believe this is their first PG movie.
Yes. All right.
It would have never happened.
Yeah. Well, we got a lot to talk about. We're going to get all into that, but I got to bring out Denver, Colorado's own Empress Buttercup. Thank you so much for coming on board, Empress. How are you?
Hola. I'm great.
Hello.
How are you? I'm really tired.
Oh.
But hanging in there. I just have a lot of work, a lot of jazzy jazz hands happening up here in Denver. But that's cool.
Well, let me just say that I am grateful that you're here.
I'm so grateful to be here, and I'm so grateful to be your friend for going on, I don't even know how many years now. I'm thinking the 90s. Yes. Anyway, grateful for you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you are quite welcome. And we do have Gravy in the wings. So, Gravy, we can see you. Can you see us? Hey, how you doing? There he is. So we'll be popping him in and out, like he'll, this was actually not even a big revelation, as he mentioned last episode, because he had already checked out what we like to call the black hole. Whoop. Just kidding. So we have slides today. We have fancy slides. Thank you very much, Wizard, for providing the fancy slides.
Welcome.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't it great? And yes, Walt Disney Productions presents. This is essentially the Black Hole. This is essentially the
is Fred Williamson in this?
I was calling it the Black Ole. Sorry.
The Black Ole.
The Black Hola.
The Black Well, I'm seeing the private chat. Sorry, I was just saying I see the private chat. So thanks, man. Right, yeah. Almost.
And then I decided I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it better this way.
Black Lives, please don't be offended if I don't put that particular comment up right now. We're getting close. We're getting close. Okay.
Is it not time to cuss yet? Is that what we're waiting for? I don't know what's happening.
7 minutes.
Oh no. I was
7
just
minutes.
well, okay, we'll put it up there. It's a good one. It's a good one.
Don't want to lose our monetization.
That's right. Oh my goodness. So we had what is it when there's the orchestra music before the movie? What is that?
An overture.
The overture. Yeah.
Overture.
The Black Hole. Yeah, the Black Hole has an overture. Not a lot of movies had them anymore, but it's a couple minutes of music against a black screen. It was actually
one of the last, if not the last movie to have.
Yeah.
An overture.
Curiously enough, you mentioned Star Trek: The Motion Picture. That movie has an overture. So
we were actually quite confused by the black screen when we started watching. We kept rechecking our remote, like,
right,
something is not happening. It's a little different experience in a theater than it is on your TV.
Yeah, that happened.
Yes.
That happened with our group watches.
Our screening too. Yeah, we were like, and yeah.
More tech
Wizard
problems.
was like, he was like, I checked the copy, I checked it. So, that opening sequence with the it's actually computer generated. It is
took 4 years to program that green grid. 4
did
years
it really?
of
4 years.
I'm just
Wow,
making.
okay.
Worth it.
Yeah, you know, we're gonna be throwing out facts. So you know, if you throw out a fact, I'm gonna believe you. You know, I'm very gullible. Yeah.
The Earth is flat and the moon is made of green cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Discuss.
Okay, so we're meeting the cast here. They are on a space mission. I'm going to pause right here.
Old folks space mission. Here at the group home. My goodness, this cast.
I need to pause here because
not exactly
we're
the
gonna
young
talk a
and
lot
up and
about
comers.
Right? Yeah, it is kind of a strange cast, isn't it? Like, why in the hell is
it's
Ernest
downright awful. It's downright awful casting. This is like
he looked old in this movie too.
It's the weird legacy sort of Disney formula of having these actors, these type of actors, this age of actors in their live action stuff, and trying to throw them into a sci-fi action film. Not quite Fantastic Voyage.
Well, I'm sorry, but anytime you have the opportunity to put Ernest Borgnine in a movie,
and that's fine. Yeah, but maybe throw Twiggy in there instead of Yvette, and somebody a little more relatable for the kids. It's a weird target audience. I feel like.
Well, what about Joseph Bottoms? Isn't he young and hip enough for you? I don't know. Sounds like
he must be young. Joseph Bottoms must be young in this movie because he is the sole surviving cast member.
Yeah, this looks like the cast of the new Borderlands movie.
He is the only one who is still alive. The only one. So,
from what my little bit of research I gathered, this was actually thought of as a disaster movie when it was first come up with in the early 80s. It was supposed to be like like a towering inferno in space type of thing. And then of course after the release of Star Wars, it all just kind of went, oh, let's do that instead.
That's absolutely right. It was initially I read it described as Poseidon Adventure in Space.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Sounded kind of like an airport thing. Mm-hmm. And it's easy for folks to forget how popular that stuff was, at that time. So
it's hugely popular.
It's kind of funny that this movie was originally perceived to ride one wave, and then it just winds up like getting shelved until another enormous wave comes along, and then they just rewrite it. They're like, okay.
Yeah, the fact that this came out the same year as Alien is mind-blowing to me.
Yeah.
Absolutely mind-blowing.
Yes, and also mind-blowing was finding out that Sigourney Weaver was considered, but she wasn't a proven screen. She wasn't a proven screen actress, and they didn't like her name.
Right. It was the fact that they didn't like her name. They thought it was a weird name.
Yeah. So it is a weird name.
And yet it didn't hurt Alien at all.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. My name does suck, Jeremy.
You've got a funny name.
That's why I don't use it.
I was that part kind of blew me away when I was reading up on that. I was just like, for real? That was your reason why?
It's really something. And you can actually see Sigourney in that role. And Yvette was not their, she was not their first choice.
She wasn't even her first choice.
She's they had first choice, really.
They had, I don't know why they were like, oh, we don't like Sigourney Weaver, but this Yvette Berger, she's really nice, you know. Yeah. But they actually, there's an actress who wound up going on to be big in Dynasty. But at the time, she was a hair model. She was doing a lot of like hair commercials. And they were
it
like,
was Jennifer O'Neill, right?
Jennifer O'Neill, yes, exactly. Yeah. And they were like, all that long hair is not going to work in fake anti-gravity. You're going to be on wires. So, you know, like, we're going to need you to cut it. And she like drank like, who is
she hired Vidal Sassoon.
Yeah, Vidal Sassoon comes in to cut her hair an inch at a time. And while he's doing that, she's drinking wine to help her cope with the loss of her hair. She gets so drunk, she gets in a car accident on the way home.
That's not
what
funny.
in the world?
Yeah,
it's true. And this is a role she didn't get.
Yeah.
Oh, Persis Kambata is laughing all the way to the bank.
Let me assure you, we are more than 7 minutes. Yeah, we're more than 7 minutes in, and I have to say, what the fuck? What?
Yeah.
Holy moly! Well, getting back to why I paused this. This is an in-camera effect. Those actors cannot see that hologram, but it's actually being projected on glass. So the camera is capturing both the actors and the projected image of the black hole.
Oh, nice.
Disney actually went to ILM and wanted to, get the equipment to use it to film the special effects with.
Yeah,
and they couldn't afford it.
Yeah, they wanted the Dijkstra cam for miniatures, for shooting miniatures. Yeah,
and they couldn't afford it.
Yeah,
so they went with their
yeah. And they actually developed their own Dijkstra cam, and it actually is a more popular model. They developed their own Dijkstra cam. So
yep,
made it better.
Yeah. Well, does anyone want to volunteer to tap out? We'll bring Gravy in for a little bit because he is.
I don't mind stepping out for a little while.
You sure? Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't mind at all. Let me back in some point tonight.
Oh yes, hang out. We'll bring you back in.
We'll switch out. I'll switch out with you. No sweat.
Yeah. Okay. All righty. Well, we'll see you in a minute, Adam. And thanks for joining. And we'll have you right back. All right. Here he is. Here's my younger brother, and I wanted to make sure we got to talk a bit about this movie as well because we both watched the hell out of it when we were kids. Right, Gravy? I think, are you muted? What's going on, Bubs? All right. Well, we can't hear a word Gravy is saying.
I'm glad we brought him in.
I think I made a big mistake here. Big mistake.
Yeah, I can assure you most certainly did.
I suddenly know why Dad has said all those things over the years. Okay.
Spoken and unspoken. It's true.
All right, there's Ernest Borgnine in the mustache that doesn't sell. But look at him though. They really are acting like they can see that shit, Like it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. There's Vincent. Vincent exists in several incarnations. He is sometimes a life-size model on an armature, or he's a life-size model on a string. But he is also often a miniature. He is voiced by Roddy McDowall. Roddy McDowall received no casting in this film at all.
Nope, none.
Why on earth?
Neither did Slim Pickens.
Steals the show, both of them.
Steals the show.
Let's put it out there right now that at this point, early stage in the film, the robot has already completely stolen the show from all of these ancient actors.
Yes.
I do think it was kind of interesting when I was, like I said, when I was doing some research on this, that his eyes were meant to be more electronic. They were supposed to be like the electronic ticker stock ticker,
yeah, like
whatever.
a stock ticker,
right?
Yeah,
to give him more expression, and they couldn't get the effect to work, and so they just slapped these on him. It was like the whole thing was abandoned, like in principal photography. So they just abandoned it, and slapped these Darth Vader looking things on there. Yeah,
complete cartoon. Like they were like, well, we wanted them to appeal to kids anyway. So yeah. Oh yeah. Pumpkinhead, thank you for reminding us that this is Roddy McDowell's 3rd time on Total Recall.
Woo!
So let's just give Roddy McDowell a hand. Welcome back, Roddy.
Roddy!
Sir, I believe you are perhaps the most watched totaled actor so far. So, yeah.
So he was in That Darn Cat and what else?
The other Disney movie. He's been he's been a reliable
Cat from Outer Space.
Cat from Outer Space. Yeah.
Cat from Outer Space.
All cat and/or space movies.
And I will wait until like my personal like analysis on this movie, but I really think those 3 films, like this film, That Darn Cat, and Cat from Outer Space, it's like a trifecta. It's like a triangular pyramid of power.
It's definitely a Venn diagram.
Yeah.
And perhaps
3 of them.
It's a three-fanged kitten. And I think maybe Roddy McDowell is the narrator of our childhoods.
Could be.
All right. Well, here is that beautiful Disney non-Dykstra cam. If anyone doesn't know what a Dykstra cam is, in the past, before Star Wars, here we've mentioned it again, if you were shooting miniatures in space, you were kind of limited on your camera movement. But John Dykstra, along with a whole bunch of other folks, it's John, right? Am I getting that right? Or Mike? Okay, John. Great. I'm not mentioning a football star on mistake or anything, am I? This is only my first beer.
That would be Lenny Dykstra.
Lenny, right. Okay, Lenny Dykstra. Got it. All right. So he developed this. It's the first ever camera that moves, by computer programming. So it can actually move with the models and make the whole thing look way, way more realistic, and so it just kind of revolutionized everything. And they were willing to rent it out to people who were making movies, of course. That's what ILM did. They made money. I love money. And the Dykstra cam was in, very interesting to a lot of different projects. Disney just developed their own. All the special effects in this movie were in-house for Disney. That's how they were making movies for decades. They kind of stopped doing that real soon after this, but it's funny that the vision of this film, was farmed out to guys who were used to making Mary Poppins. I think that's why it has such a unique look to it. There's so many odd things they did, odd choices they made visually with this film. It's a space that looks like no other film space you've seen. So, okay, our heroes are boarding a
mystery ship.
The mystery ship. This is the Forbidden Planet storyline for the first act, pretty much,
and then it kind of rapidly switches over to 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
yeah. As soon as they
motto is if it isn't broken, don't fix it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Buttercup, I got your volunteer, and we'll keep that in mind here.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah.
Same with me, since I'm the one who's actually having the technical difficulties.
You're coming in great though so far. Yeah,
Okay.
you're coming in great. So, Buttercup, I think I even forgot to ask you, what did you think of this movie when you were younger? Because you saw it, right?
No, I'm glad you asked, and I would be happy to tag out with Adam because that was really why I wanted to stay in case it came up. But yes, I'm glad you asked. It was a total black hole for me. I had no recollection of this movie. Never saw it. I'm pretty sure I must have seen those robots because, like someone said, those were like they were so kid friendly. Like it looked like a cartoon,
Yes.
and I feel like I must have seen parts of it or heard about it. My dad was a big Ernest Borgnine fan, so like I definitely saw his movies. Like I have no idea how I missed this movie or why I didn't know about it. But in watching it, I thought it was freaking hilarious. And I also saw like a million other movies in this movie. So so there we go. That's what I think.
Awesome. Give me one movie you saw in this that we haven't mentioned yet.
Oh, I don't know. I think we've mentioned all of the ones. So
okay,
I think
right. It is a bunch though, yeah.
Yeah, Gravy was talking about 2001. We talked about Star Wars. Yeah, so those were the two that were definitely in my mind. Oh, and then what's the one where he's like, Dave, don't do it, Dave. What's that movie?
That's 2001.
Oh yeah, that's 2001. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I just got confused. But no, I thought it was so hilarious. Very funny. And hilarious that Ernest Borgnine looks so old in this movie too.
I love that your dad is an Ernest Borgnine fan. That is so precious.
Oh, that's funny.
I mean, you don't hear that too often. You guys know how he stayed alive so long, right?
I thought everyone was an Ernest Borgnine fan.
They should be. They should be.
Hey, I just wanted to quickly point out, I just realized there was something really familiar about Vincent, and then I realized he looks like he's from South Park.
Yes. Agree.
You will respect my authority.
Get me out of this goddamn spaceship! God damn it!
Screw you guys, I'm obsolete.
Oh, you know what movie Cheth Robot. You know what movie we may not have mentioned this remind me of, but it was one of our other recalled movies where they're just hanging out in space, just breathing the air in the ship, doing all kinds of whatever with the kids. Remember when they took the
yeah.
That was the vibe I got too. I was just like, they're just out there forever and ever, just hanging out on a spaceship, no oxygen, no what's going on here.
Yeah, the science in this movie is a little loosey goosey. Now that you mention it,
that's an understatement.
The
like
science ain't sciencing at all.
I believe Neil deGrasse Tyson said it was the least accurate science fiction movie ever made,
and that's saying a lot.
It certainly is. Yeah, I mean, if there's one great accomplishment of this film is that it pushes the limits of belief suspension to its absolute limit.
More inaccurate than Space Invaders?
Yes.
I have to ask.
Well,
just asking
that's a good question.
There's a chance Neil deGrasse Tyson never saw Space Invaders.
Well,
or he did, and Neil deGrasse Tyson knows exactly what Martians look like. And they look just like that.
Could be.
Well, now I'm terrified. I wanted to get a good shot of the black hole. Jeremy, do you know how they made that black hole? Because because it's an animation studio, right?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty psyched about, how they're like how the black hole's going to look, and no disappointment, right? Anytime you see the black hole, it's pretty enchanting, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool.
Enchanting.
Yeah. Don't you?
Oh, it's beautiful. And
It's very pretty.
the sad thing is this is I guarantee you
Mhm.
the rendering of the black hole, which I think for us is like iconic since we grew up looking at it and it's so beautiful and cool looking. Like, I'm sure Neil deGrasse Tyson absolutely freaking hates it because that is a completely inaccurate realization of what a black hole is.
Yeah.
Black holes and outer space don't look like that. You can't even really see a black hole. Like, you can't, quote, see a black hole.
Doesn't that kind of just look like another galaxy?
Yeah, that's exactly right. That is basically a picture of a spiral galaxy. There are lots and lots of there's a style of galaxy that they've observed, and the spiral galaxies are pretty common.
Yeah. And what's in the middle of a spiral galaxy?
A black hole.
Then maybe it's a representation of how bad it's spiraling down the drain.
Yeah. It's so pretty though, and I was shocked to learn it's not animated at all. Did you know that? It's not animated.
Oh,
no. It's still.
It's paint in oil in a giant a giant glass like
tub
tornado making that, I don't know. I don't have the finish my sentence for me.
A tornado maker.
Yeah, a tornado maker. What's a glass tornado maker? And we put some oil and some paint in there. And I can tell you right now what you're looking at. We'll talk just a second about special effects. There are over 550 effect shots in this movie. Anyone who knows about effect shots in a film knows that that's about as many effect shots as you could possibly frickin' have in a movie. Like, there aren't many movies out there that would have more than 550 effect shots, especially if it's like under 2 hours long,
Yeah, this is like the Phantom Menace of 1984. Yeah.
Yeah, like I went to a screening once of The Adventures of Bear Munchausen, Terry Gilliam's film. And the guy introducing it was like, people forget how many effects are in this, but there's like over 300 effect shots in this film. And that's huge. That's a lot of effect shots, miniatures, matte paintings, stuff like that, So for it to have over 550 is really something. But I could tell you right now that what you're looking at is the black hole. That's the paint swirling around. And it is like in a matte painting. And then there's a miniature in front of the matte painting. And the reason why I am so certain that that is a matte painting is because they made over 150 matte paintings for this movie. Over 150. Jeez. And in case anyone is wondering, they did not top 80 for Empire Strikes Back. So that gives you an idea of what 150 matte paintings in a film that is, I'm pretty sure, shorter than Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, yeah. By a good margin. Yeah.
So I think that's the big, that's one of the wild things about Black Hole is that it's at a crossroads of different types of filmmaking. You have Disney, which is like pretty old school, and they're trying to catch up to Star Wars. And it's obvious they're trying to catch up to Star Wars. That script they shelved, that they rewrote a couple times to be a disaster film, well, they started shooting in 1978. What does that tell you?
Yeah. They also wanted the production to be weightless too.
Yeah,
and they couldn't do it.
Yeah, they had a very, very old school approach to all the effects that are in this film, just including the fact that, like I said, it was all in-house, and that house was used to making non-sci-fi stuff.
Yeah.
Like this was all like very new to them. In fact, some of the folks that had been at Disney for a long time came out of retirement
Yep.
to work on this film.
Yep.
So it's wild. And you mentioned the plot kind of goes 20,000 leagues under the sea. Like that is like story-wise how there's this huge divergence between Star Wars and the black hole. Like Star Wars is like taking from the serials, it's very much cut from the same cloth as Indiana Jones, whereas the black hole is taking from Disney's like approach to science fiction, which is like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, or other like wild fantastical stuff like that.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing at all either. I mean, that's
no,
but yeah, it's definitely like they're being self-referential to like what they've done and what works for them. So it kind of makes sense, even though this movie doesn't. But
yeah. Okay, well, Empress, if you don't mind just hanging out for a little bit backstage,
Oh, good.
please hop into the comments and stuff. If what you say pleases me, I will put it up on screen. I promise. All right. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, we're gonna bring Adam back whenever the hell he feels like it. Okay.
Passes ground control to Major Borgnine.
Did I already mention how that man should not have a mustache? Ernest Borgnine should not have a mustache. Every once in a while, Vincent kind of looks like he's made of cardboard, right?
A little bit.
I feel like you can tell when he's on an armature. This is all miniature, I'm sure. You could tell when he's like the life-size model on the armature, he does kind of have that wiggle, that an armature would give him. And I assume he's pretty darn lightweight.
Well, I wanted to point out earlier when I was backstage, they do the ship, the hero's ship is spinning right now. I forget the name, and they have that shot where Vincent holds still. He stabilizes himself while the ship is spinning, which makes no sense whatsoever in physics. Zero. There's no right side up in space. But they ride that Vincent on a stick gag a couple of times in this movie.
Oh,
it's just delightful.
Yeah, and why would Vincent want to stay upright if everybody else isn't? What purpose would that serve?
It would look cool.
I guess he likes being dizzy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, robot ESP. Boy,
yes,
that shit is wild. There's so many strange ideas in this movie that she has ESP. That's not all that unusual, but that she specifically practices it with a robot. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a fascinating concept and way ahead of its time.
That it would be technology. Yeah, is interesting.
No ESP with anybody else.
Are they trying to sell us on Vincent being magnetic in this one scene where he has like kind of the lightning bolt animation around his
he's got like electromagnets on his roller balls or something.
I buy that. I buy that.
Yeah, man. So absolutely.
So
what's your problem, Jeff?
Those magnets don't destroy him or the ship that he's connecting to.
He is wiping out everyone's MP3 collection though in the console.
All my photos are totally erased off my phone. God damn it.
Well, for Vincent, he just loses a few one-liners. Okay, like every once in a while now, you'll be able to trip him up. Like, oh, you got me. It's because I erased a portion of my brain. So good for you, human.
Yeah, this cast, I can't get over it. There's really not a single leading man in the bunch.
No,
it's
and no one takes the reins.
No one's really in charge here. Not really.
The only person who really comes on strong is Maximillian Shell.
And boy does he.
Yeah. He definitely he chews that scenery up like a like something.
Like a
Chews
garden
it up
weasel.
and spits it out.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Zagnut here, which is one of the most beautiful ship designs.
So fantastic.
So
Love
awesome.
I think it does need to be pointed out that this model is 12 feet long.
it. Wow.
Worth every inch.
Hell yes.
It's gorgeous.
And it also
this is the one really great part of it that I was like,
yeah.
damn, that is impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It's the star of the show.
It also spawned an extremely popular model. It is still
like a
like
model
that.
kit? Yeah.
The kit model of this ship is still talked about today.
Oh, wow.
A bit of a bad news about the model itself, however. When they were transporting it to be in the film, they developed this really fancy hammock sling. It was the first time they'd ever had to use anything like that, because it's the first time they'd ever made anything like that. When the movie was done, the model goes in a box.
Oh.
The box gets moved. The model gets destroyed.
Oh, man.
Oh.
They look in the box and they're like, oh, shit. Well, they just send all the pieces back to Disney so that Disney can put it together again. Right?
Not gonna happen.
No.
Right?
Hell no.
Hell no.
It goes in the trash. They
Yeah.
throw it away.
Oh, my God.
They throw the box away.
What's in the box?
Throw away the box.
Yeah, that's like the ending of 7, man.
I know.
Terrible.
Beautiful ship, though. Beautiful
I mean,
design.
That's
It looks
Gravy,
a little,
yeah.
looks a little bit
Great.
like the Eiffel Tower on its side, but it
Oh, yeah.
flies. It works.
That's part of why it's so great.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. And
Yeah, great moment.
And I personally love how, as the movie goes on, like they do such a great job, like mimicking the exterior structure inside. Like there's something that you will see with like low quality film production in situations like this, where they might have like a ship or a palace or castle, a structure on the outside that's this style and it's extravagant, and then they go do interiors and it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Relates to nothing that you've seen on the outside, and that doesn't happen with this movie. They follow this blueprint, and there's several like shots where there's like huge, vast spaces inside this vessel that look like what you see on the outside inside, and I really appreciate that. And also, they did at some point, they did like show that like a huge chunk of the vessel was used as like a massive greenhouse, which the design also relates to.
Well, and it's a believable structure for space. You wouldn't necessarily have every inch of it covered in armor plating. You would build things out of, easy to snap together erector set kind of pieces.
Yeah. I forgot to mention how much I love the computer locating which ship this is by its shape. It has little outline drawings of each ship ever made ever.
Well, that does kind of touch back to what makes so many of the original Star Wars ships so great is the silhouette. If you can recognize the silhouette of a ship individually, that's a good design. That's what so many of the later Star Wars movies are lacking.
Yeah.
Guess what I'm building in the backyard?
It is pretty great, and they made so many sets for this movie. So many sets. And go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, at a budget of $20 million, with an additional, I believe, $6 million for advertising, this thing grossed North America $39 million. Not much of a success, especially considering all the work that went into it. But
it made some money.
It made money. There's no denying that. It had a big weekend. It
did have a really big opening weekend, and then it just kind of died off after that. The reviews were mixed at best,
unkind,
and more than a little unkind. The other interesting thing about this was because Star Wars had such a huge success with all of the tie-in merchandise, all the toys and everything, Disney kind of did go in on having a big tie-in for toys on these.
And
And they just did not sell. However, if you can find them now, they are worth a fortune.
I still have my Maximillian robot action figure.
Oh, badass!
I do.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, we had a set of bed sheets and I believe a lunchbox.
Nice.
Yeah. I did want to say something. So here you have the Palomino landing on the ship. This is like one like pretty grave like narrative criticism I do have like with this movie. I mean, this movie is flawed. We'll get we'll talk about them as we go on. But
how dare you?
Yeah. Like one thing that the crew members of the Palomino comment on when they discover this massive derelict ship, it's like they did say they had the same mission as we did to find life on other planets, which would indicate a pretty long-term mission. Can we agree?
Yeah. Yes.
Does that look like a long-term craft to you?
No.
Would you want to spend years living on that?
Especially when you see what they threw out there 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
why the scale back?
Yeah.
Well, and this
we went massively over budget. You guys get tuna.
It comes back at the end of the movie where they escape in a small ship, and I'm like, escape to what? Like, what are you gonna do? Like, eat each other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the next play? There actually was a deleted scene where they're eating on that ship. So there is in fact an eating scene.
That's right.
Because this movie starts. Well, it's actually a Christmas film, as it turns out, because the very first scene in the film was originally about Thanksgiving. So, yeah,
they could have a nice spaghetti dinner like Alien.
It came out in December too, as a matter of fact. So, yeah, we call it a black hole as Christmas movie.
Space.
Why the hell not? Why the hell not?
Die Hard,
Space
Black
turkeys.
Hole.
Yes.
I just gotta
Space
put it out
turkeys.
Space
Yeah.
turkeys.
So while this was at the time, I think Disney's most expensive film that they had ever made.
Absolutely.
Despite the fact that they had a pretty good opening weekend for it, it also remains one of their biggest failures to this date.
That's exactly right. And I don't know if the slide was a long time ago, but it opened with the words Buena Vista Entertainment. That's who presents this film.
Right.
So that's very unusual that there was a PG live action film with Buena Vista on it. What you're kind of seeing is the birth of Touchstone Pictures.
Yep. Yeah.
Because they didn't want to put Buena Vista on stuff like this, even though they did. One of the few things this has in common with the original screenplay is that it's meant to be PG. That was one of the purveying principles of this project from its inception, was that Disney was going to make a PG film.
How controversial.
Irwin Allen films are PG because people die. Sometimes there's blood, explosions, fire, shit like that. They wanted that. And then, again, like when it was Star Wars is PG. Things that could be humanoid, who knows? They die. I don't know. So they wanted it. And the MPAA gave Black Hole a G rating. And they dubbed adult language in. That's.
Yeah, they actually did a lot of ADR in this movie.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
A lot, yeah. Something tells me all those sets were kind of echoey, or maybe the sound was just shite.
Maybe.
Yeah, the sound.
But yeah, there was like nearly everything recorded was ADR.
Yeah. Oh man. You know what isn't shite is the wire work. and these are not
No.
wire work actors, right? Like Ernest Borgnine, not a wire work actor. You know,
No.
none of them
Generally,
are.
no.
None
Yeah.
of them are, right?
Yeah, the gravity
Um,
effects are pretty good for the
Yeah,
time.
Yeah.
but tell me how many times when you watched it you noticed a wire.
Well, I mean, I'm biased, but yeah, I kind of know.
Yeah,
But
but you know when you actually saw it on
did I
screen.
actually see
No.
a wire?
Did
No,
you
No.
actually
you don't
see a
see it.
No, you don't really see it.
Yeah, the reason why is because you're looking above them, and a lot of this shit was shot upside down. It's true, and the robots too. They shot the robots upside down with wires beneath them. So
Fantastic.
so that is why you don't see the wires so often in this movie, even though you have clunky non-wire actors. Great stuff. Good job, Disney.
Right? I would imagine Ernest Borgnine would probably want to adopt that wire method just for the rest of his life in general. I mean,
Yeah,
just
he
float
looks
around
good
like
in it.
Baron Harkonnen, you know.
You know, he was
It
he
would
was
certainly
game.
make it easier to engage in his medication.
I thought that was going somewhere else.
No. For anyone who doesn't know, just look on YouTube for Ernest Borgnine's Secret to Long Life. That's all you have to. That's it.
You mean
take
it
a
wasn't
look at it up.
Tova?
He
Very
jacks
short video. Very short video.
it. He jacks it.
Here we
You
go.
mean it wasn't Tova, right? Wasn't
Here
his
we have-
wife?
He might be
Nope.
jacking it too, Tova, but
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know if you guys saw it while we were talking, and this thing is too tricky to back up that well. But there was matte painting on matte painting, and now look at this matte painting. They came out of that. Look at that matte painting.
Yeah, that's some serious, like, hardcore old school compositing right there. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. So is them getting into the elevator tunnel, and what was
I love the
behind it,
tunnel.
and what was above it. Yeah, I mean all that stuff. Like you're seeing stuff that is layered, and a lot of it's in camera, which we just don't even think about all that often. But
No, it takes too much preparation these days.
It takes too much preparation. Film is too expensive, and if you get it wrong, guess what you have to do?
Get some preparation H.
Yeah. Well put.
Maximillian.
So yeah,
and here we have a secret into the what's going on with Vincent's head, and Maximillian says hello by threatening everyone with spinning blades.
Hey guys.
Yeah. Hi, how are you?
Welcome. Yeah, it was confusing to me even as a child that the robot is named Maximillian, but Maximilian Schell is not named Maximilian. I had only heard the name Maximillian maybe once in my life before this movie, and I was just a mess about it for years.
So this is gonna fuck with you then. The original in the original script, the robot's name is Maximillian, and then I'm not even going to be able to pronounce this right. I'm trying. Then they hire Maximillian Schell, and so they changed the spelling of Maximillian, which is 2 L's, to 1 L to match the actor.
I've already lost.
I know.
Well, the design of the design of Maximillian, the robot,
who wants to be a Maximillionaire,
was based off of the I can't think of his name now. The demon from Fantasia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The
animated demon in the last segment of Fantasia.
Yeah,
I can't remember his name, but yeah, that's what he's modeled.
Chernobog.
Yep.
Chernobyl. Chernobyl. I don't remember what it's called, but it's something like that. Yeah.
Chernobog. It's a Eastern European god.
Yeah. But
I want to
And he
say he
is
was
just-
played by Peter Stormare
Yeah.
in American Gods, the TV show.
Yeah. We haven't mentioned the director yet. But
Gary
these,
Nelson.
Gary Nelson, these things that are working all the controls at these amazing composites in front of them. The storyline tells us that these are zombies. This is the original crew of the ship that this mad doctor, not
Spoilers.
Maximillian. Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't find that out until quite a ways.
No.
Well,
later.
what? All right, okay, whatever. We said it.
You're way ahead, Jeff.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think they're robots.
Yeah,
All
but
robots.
right. They're being told they're robots. They're being told everything they see is robots. But when you find out that there's people behind those things,
It's people.
the first one you see is the director. Yeah.
Yeah, we're in full blown 20,000 leagues here. I really
Yeah.
want to see James Mason in this part.
Hmm.
I really do. I just want.
Yeah.
One
But,
thing I do remember as a kid is I was upset that Max von Sydow was not.
Well, he was up for the
considered.
cast. Yes, he was.
But
He
I
was
wanted him
considered
to
as one of the
be, like,
Yeah.
I would like to see that too.
Mhm.
Seems like he
Yeah.
would have belonged in this movie.
He would have owned it. He would have owned it. And
Yeah.
you know what? Max von Sydow never touched no kids. And I'll tell you something. Maximillian waits for you in hell, Jeffrey Jones. Because y'all are going to the
Wow.
same fucking place. You
Wow.
fucking creeps.
Yeah, and
Disgusting.
so here's a funny
Disgusting.
story. Sorta.
Speaking of,
So we do not find out Maximilian Schell is a pedophile until he has been dead for many, many years. But way back in the 90s, when Michael Jackson was first arrested for suspicion of pedophilia,
Uh-huh.
guess who took out a back page ad in the Hollywood Reporter saying that Michael Jackson was a wonderful person and I feel sorry for you and it's horrible that you're being accused for no reason.
Oh, for no
Wow.
reason. Because they're both
Yeah.
in the Mambo or the Mambla. What is that shit called?
Nambla.
Yeah. Fuck that.
Icky.
Nambla.
Well,
Yeah.
no, Maximilian Schell was was a heterosexual pedophile.
Mhm.
And in fact, the only two known cases were family members. So
Incest, yeah.
you
His
might
own
say he was
daughter.
more into the incest than
Mhm.
the pedophilia, perhaps.
Ugh. Ugh.
All right. Well, we took a fun dark turn
So
there.
yeah,
Yeah, no.
hell of a guy.
Okay.
I'm gonna go brush my teeth.
Hell of
Anyway.
a guy.
Yeah.
God damn.
can we go back to Murderous Robots?
So
Yeah.
here's Robert Forster. He's in front of a beautiful matte painting, and then as you can see, there's a composite because that I assure you is swirling, even though we're only doing stills here. So
It's swirling. It's definitely
yeah.
swirling.
Get back to the movie, just in the regard that this is an amazingly made film. All
Yeah.
of the special effects
The
that
visuals
are
are
currently going on,
And
and
everything
visuals
looks great.
basically the only thing this movie has going for it.
yeah,
let's be
and
honest.
and that's the thing is that like it is so dry. It is so dry and slow, and the dialogue is exposition half the time, and it is when you look at a scene like this, you can totally imagine something way more exciting going on.
It's very paint by numbers as far as the script goes, and it's
Yeah,
there's an
yeah.
astonishing lack of tension given what's going on in the plot.
Yes.
Yeah,
Not
it's
only
like
is there
so
this
weirdly like high stakes, low stakes feeling. Like
Yes.
I it's hard to describe it because I feel like I haven't seen that in another movie.
It's
Ever.
very
Yeah.
very wooden.
It's weird.
Yeah. yeah, they all know they're doomed to die almost without a doubt. And they're all just like, oh, let's get back to the ship.
Well, he said don't sneak around alone, so I'm going to go sneak around alone. And
and I'm just going to wander around here and check this. That's a bit alarming.
Well, that's weird. A robot funeral.
Ernest Borgnine's really the only one that takes this shit seriously, and that's why he dies, you know?
I'm pretty sure he's the only one emoting. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, you know, Ernest Borgnine knows that he's in a science fiction film. God bless you. God bless you, Borgnine. I'm making a banner right now for that.
Well, I think it should be pointed out, right? Like, I think there is some narrative points that we've kind of like skipped over, leading us to where the crew is here now. Like, they have decided to land on this ship because en route to check this boat, this big derelict ship out, they were fighting against the gravitational pull of the black hole, which was a bit more than the Palomino could really handle.
You would think so.
So she suffered some damage, and they didn't really have much of a choice but to try to land and repair the ship.
Right.
Even though there was no guarantee whatsoever that they could find the parts they need or material they needed to fix the ship. Yeah. But they had, I mean, it was the only option they had, or they were going to get trapped out in space, either floating away or getting sucked in by the black hole. So,
well, thank God that doesn't happen in the third act, because
because that would be
that would make no sense at all.
That would make no I mean, what kind of asshole would just write a script that's like, and then they go into the black hole? That would never happen.
Lazy.
That would never happen.
Surely they don't do that.
Yeah. It reminded me of hearing about the screenplay of 12 Monkeys, because, you know, Terry Gilliam didn't write the screenplay for 12 Monkeys. And in the screenplay for it, it just says when he time travels that he gets in a tube. So all the stuff that you see is like an expansion on a screenplay that's just like he gets in a tube and goes back in time, you know, like, and that's I wonder exactly what the screenwriters were going after.
Well, it reminds me of George Lucas, who's the king of they fight, you know.
Yes, they fight. Yes,
they fight.
Yeah. It makes me wonder what the screenwriters really thought or might have been after when they ended this movie on the words, they go into the black hole. Like, that's the reason why this movie's ending is so messed up, is because
it famously
that is what the screenplay said.
Didn't have a real ending through the whole production, setting an alarming trend for Disney movies to come.
Yeah.
But it does have a vague hellscape.
Yeah. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. Well,
it's hard not to.
Yeah. I mean,
can these slides go faster?
I think the fact that the slides are going this way is kind of an example
faster,
of like
less intense.
How dry this movie is.
It's painfully dry. You know, it really is.
And you want it to be better. It is kind of like a lesser Life Force, because Life Force would be such a better movie if it weren't so fucking dry. And this movie has the exact same problem, but
it's exposition. The movie.
Yeah. Yes.
It really is. A lot of hallways.
Until here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And this is when things pick up.
Okay. So we were talking about the
Bob.
Yeah, we were talking about the director putting his own face in this movie. Well, that's not the only thing he put in this movie, because when he saw the design for Old Bob, when they showed him like their kind of working model, he disapproved of it. And so he went to the clay model and he hit it with a baseball bat repeatedly. And I believe that there are his own baseball bat hits in Old Bob. I believe that's what you're seeing when you're looking at Old Bob, is that you actually see the director's baseball hits.
That is awesome. I
Yeah.
love that. Love that idea.
It makes me like the movie a little bit more.
When I was a kid, I loved Old Bob so much. You know, one of the reasons why I wanted to revisit this movie is because I had often thought of these two robots, these floating robots, as good fodder for tattoo fill-in, right? Like
filler.
Yeah. Well, you know, like I've got like a stretch of skin here, you know, where one piece stops, you know, and another piece stops, and they don't really touch.
I think that's
And,
how the
you know,
producers.
Oh man,
you're the film, yeah.
And so you put, yeah. Oh God,
Mike, what part of the body are we talking about? You know,
oh, I don't know. Like, I mean, you know, like this is like, it's kind of like cement if your larger pieces are bricks. You know what I mean? So that's really how I thought of these robots.
Mortar.
But after hearing what Bob has to say, I really actually just and I thought about this. I kind of want to just get a Bob tattoo, and I do want Vincent to be in the Bob tattoo. But every time you see those two together, no matter what, if it's on a beach towel or bed sheets or a lunchbox, or perhaps it's on some packaging for a popular toy that wasn't popular, Vincent is in the foreground. Bob is the tag-along. And when I was a kid, Bob was the man. I loved Bob more than any of the other robots in this film. So I kind of want to get a bigger tattoo of Bob now, with Vincent just kind of floating in the back. And
God
the words
bless Dickens.
And the words never obsolete, because that's what Bob says. Bob says never obsolete, and you know what? He means it.
Yeah,
these costumes are embarrassing. It's
They're
just
pretty dated.
the pantsuit thing, and it's just very drab.
It's not a uniform. Like, it kind of looks like it's a lounge
That's just what
suit,
they wear.
you know?
Yeah.
Leisure wear.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's
got
pretty
70s
lazy.
When you're on a
lazy.
cramped
It has,
spaceship for years at a time,
It's
That's
got
what you
Sears
wear.
catalog leisure wear written all over it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're leaving the Palomino, put on a tie. You know.
Yeah.
You
You don't know who you're going to meet.
you never know.
Yeah.
Probably ate the tie.
Yeah,
Right.
Barnes
Ran out of food
Black
2
Tie,
years
come on.
ago.
Yeah.
Tastes like strawberries. I love that hallway. Everything is so ominous, like on the ship. You know, like everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
like,
again,
all these
like,
long shots
uh-huh.
are just
That
Yeah,
hallway
just-
really reminds me of Alcatraz.
You're absolutely right, Pumpkinhead. All these long shots, these long tracking shots, and again, the combination of matte paintings. I'm going to say it again. There were over 150 of them, and the
oh my
set
God, I
that they're
love the
walking
robot
through.
art, like the
robot art.
they have framed on the walls. Like,
Oh, it's crazy.
I
Yeah.
love it.
It's like posters you would sell to an arcade franchise.
Yeah.
Like, it's just,
This
Yeah,
is
no,
definitely not an X-wing.
It's the hang in there, kitty of space.
Yeah, I don't think this was a very happy crew.
Oh my God! And here's another one. It's just
Uh-huh.
like, wow.
More matte paintings. Look,
Yeah,
another
look at
matte
that.
painting. And shit is just amazing. In case anyone is worried, I did get confirmation that Maximillian here does still exist, and he is on display.
oh, cool.
And apparently, Disney Paris is cool. I didn't know this, but I guess if you go to Paris for more than a week, maybe check out Disney.
I'll be sure to go to Disney if I'm in Paris. Believe me.
What, you mean
That's
like
just
Euro
number one on
Disney?
my list.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Hey,
that's why
guys.
That's
it's
where the robot is?
It's non-solo. What now? Huh?
So you're saying the robot is in Disney Paris?
Yes, he's on display in Disney Paris. There's a few other props from the film.
It was originally
that are on display in Paris.
It was originally shown at the Soft Rock Cafe.
Yeah.
And then it was moved to
the easy listening jazz cafe.
Oh my god!
I do really love the shot of Ernest Borgnine staring at himself in the reflection of the mask of the robot. I love the garden, but I love Detective Borgnine. Period. Yeah,
you know, this is like a good human moment here. You know, this is one of the times when the robot isn't stealing the show. You know,
and it gives you another taste of another movie, which would be Silent Running.
Mm-hmm. You're absolutely right.
I think
Silent Running.
Yeah,
adding it to the list.
He does look kind of like a fat Connery.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got the buffet in your sights?
These wires are upsetting Little Sean.
Hey, Gemma's here.
Look how their patches for Palomino.
They're gigantic.
They're like it's like they're in a fucking campfire club.
Some like B-rate like kids summer camp bullshit.
Yeah. Oh, Jama, we love you. Thanks for coming out, man.
Those patches are laser resistant.
Yeah.
Oh, but look at that ship. Look at the Cygnus.
Look at that.
Down with the Cygnus.
Oh my God, Barbara, get out of my brain.
Hey, this just dawned on me, like,
woo, okay, look at that look that he's shooting at him, you know. He's like, you know, when I squint, you look 12.
Oh, Jesus.
He's 60 there. Come on.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, Perkins has high cheekbones, and I'm just saying, if you squint, okay. Let's move on. Great suits, guys.
Looking great. Turtlenecks, the way of the future.
Yeah. It is like it's like they borrowed one of the assistant costume designers from Star Trek the Motion Picture.
Yeah, and I hate those costumes.
I do too. Yeah, I've never liked the costumes in Star Trek the Motion Picture.
No.
Huge improvement by the time they get Wrath of Khan, but
yes.
Yeah. Wrath of Khan has great costumes.
Yeah.
In fact, I was actually thinking, we were talking about how like these are like the last two films that have overtures. I have not revisited Star Trek the Motion Picture since I was a kid.
Oh.
I have actually revisited.
I like that movie.
I've actually revisited all of them except that one.
Wow.
And all I remember about it as a kid is that I thought it was boring. So, yeah.
Well, that's not fair because I thought this was boring as a kid. Not a good comparison.
I didn't think it was boring. I just knew adults said that it sucked. I knew that adults were like, it's not a good movie, you know, so for some reason I knew it wasn't a good movie.
Again, it's not Star Wars. That's the thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that it can be boring and it can be good. It can be both.
Oh, let me pause for a
Vertigo
second.
is proof of that, you know. Yeah. Watch Vertigo. Boring movie. It's fascinating, beautiful masterpiece. It's kind of boring.
Yeah, this film does not quite have the tension, the suspense, or
no, it's no Vertigo.
The charisma of any of those films. It's just flat as fuck.
Yeah.
Here we go with 10,000 Leagues Under the Sea. There you go.
20,000 Leagues right here.
Yeah, we're going full 20,000 Leagues here. Yep. And also, I just wanted to pause for a moment to point out that the painting behind everybody is the first painting of the Zagnut. That's
the concept art.
Yeah, that's the concept art. That is the initial representation of the ship they're on for the film.
Do you like it? It's squid sperm. Have some more. Yeah, it's so 20,000 Leagues. It's insane.
Yeah, even the red velvet curtains.
Mhm. Everything about this is like Shell is James Mason.
I love that they would send chandeliers up into space.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
These
Anthony
sets.
Perkins is Paul Lucas. Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, like this was one scene that I remember watching when I was a kid and just kind of like going like, huh?
Yeah,
like
you're nodding along. Just nodding along, right? Yeah,
I just didn't understand. Like, of course I consciously didn't realize it at the time, but like, you know, all this Victorian shit is totally out of place. Like, where do they go from like everything else that you've seen in this movie, whether you're on the Palomino, whether you're in other parts of the ship, and then you get to this dining room and it's like gilded and
very incarnate.
With a fruit basket.
Yeah, there's a pineapple.
Doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah, we grow pineapples, sure.
The captain's eccentric.
Sure, that's what they call it these days.
What do you want to be when you grow up, Jeremy? An eccentric captain.
A lunatic. I'm going into the black hole.
I have one request. I gotta have a Victorian dining room.
No,
chandeliers.
Not bringing any personal
I don't think
effect.
we can do chandeliers. I said chandeliers.
No
And
photographs.
matching sconces.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the chandeliers blew the budget on this damn mission.
I can tag out for Sandra.
Okay.
Yeah, I can. That's fine.
Yeah,
You can put me
Guys,
backstage
don't
if
fight
you want
over who wants to leave the show.
I mean, we're not saying anything about your show.
Abandoned ship.
I was literally typing it when you asked, so
okay,
it's
all
fine.
right.
Yeah.
You know, I am worried
I
it's
got
going to be
next.
midnight by the time we get to the last of these slides.
We're going to get to it. Jeremy. We're going to get to it. Okay.
We're like
All
15 minutes into the movie.
There's a
Barbara,
lot
if you
to talk about here.
Barbara, if you will keep hanging out,
Absolutely.
comment and what have you, we'll have you pop back in. We're happy to do some rotations here.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I can leave early too because I'm pretty wiped out. It's been a big day.
Yeah.
Multiple graduations.
All right, Empress, you're back. We missed you.
Oh no.
Do you have anything to say about what we've covered so far? Do you want me to just push play
No,
on the?
I say hit play, but I agree with a lot of the sentiment, and I think it's hilarious that it's like basic bitch space movie. That's all.
Yeah. I love this scene. This is probably my favorite scene as a kid. This is the one that really resonated with me.
It's probably the most interesting scene in the movie.
It's the first action we've had.
Yeah, and it's
cool. There it is. There it is. You're right.
It's cool to think that robots would do this sort of thing. Once they become so intelligent, that they would have a little competition or just
in
not
their off time.
Yeah, not just like training, but a little ego here and there. That's kind of interesting. It's a cool concept.
Yeah, they're self-interested. They're self-promoting. They're like you said. That's like an ego thing.
Yeah, it really gives you a clue that like things are not what they seem. I mean, I guess you already had a clue, but here's another good one.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
one thing that every time
I love Maximillian's.
He is so great
design, dude. He's really something.
That's what I was about to say. Like, you don't see it on the slides, but to viewers that haven't seen this movie, Maximillian's eye glows like, and it doesn't just like pattern; it glows at like certain times.
Yes,
it
has an emotional.
It has an emotional. Super clever. It's super clever. It looks amazing. It doesn't look cheap. When his head turns, they picked this amazing sound effect that just works so well. Like
Yeah,
it's
it
this
is a
little
good
like
sound.
this little magnetic vibratory thing going on. Things like that in this movie make it pretty irresistible for me. Like it's so flawed. It's got its problems, but I can't help but be charmed with this freaking picture.
Yeah.
It's
there's
like
there's an insane amount of effects animation.
Well, here's a good hold that slide for a second, because I'm sure the lasers are probably hand drawn, but what you see on the upper left corner there, the sparks are all very obviously hand animated.
Yes. Yeah. It's animation.
All of the laser shots, when you see those little sparks, they're very much hand drawn, which impresses me. I like that very much.
Yeah. We'll pause on it if we get the chance for a good shot. But unlike pretty much any other sci-fi film, the jets for the spaceships are effects animation. They have a real character to them, and the only thing I can really think of that seems like the same thing would be heavy metal. When a spaceship takes off in heavy metal, it has this like the jet, the fire has a whole character to it.
Yeah, and the sparks remind me of Fantasia.
Yeah, and that does happen in Black Hole's takeoff scenes as well. I know that you probably think this is a terrifying scene, but I have a startling revelation to offer you that makes it all the more horrifying. And I'm not going to wait even a second more to reveal it. Those are mimes. Those are mimes.
Wow.
Those are mimes.
Shields and Yarnell, no.
There is a stuntman in the black outfit, the gunslinger, who short circuits because he gets beaten by Vincent. He's a stuntman, and he actually has unlike Roddy McDowell and Slim Pickens, he actually has his name in the credits. But all those other people in the background are mimes.
Well,
that is really, really unsettling.
It's a lot of mimes.
Yeah.
You gave mimes guns? Oh, God.
You gave mimes guns.
Yeah.
You just ruined my childhood. Why did you have to tell me? It's like finding out Darth Vader's your dad.
Oh, no.
Really walked into a real mime field.
Oh! Silent but deadly. Yay!
Mime is money. Let's go. Chop, chop.
All right. Okay. Don't drop the mime bomb.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. We have more set. We have more sets. We have more matte paintings. Also, sometimes the space is not a matte painting. Sometimes the space is a giant canvas that has a shit ton of holes punched in it.
Yeah, old trick.
And that is like, they didn't want black space, in the late 70s, Disney, they didn't want a black hole out of anything. And
I got some black space between Ernest Borgnine's front teeth there.
But yeah, they wanted a very animated and colorful space, and so that's one of the ways that they did that was to shine.
My bed sheets reflected that.
Yeah, they shone very dangerously hot lights, and fire marshal had to stand by.
These images are just very much giving Days of Our Lives Like it just looks like such a cheesy soap opera.
Yeah.
Days
Except
and
for
days
that,
and days.
except for that 12-foot model. And here's some more great hand-drawn effects animation. There's so much good stuff in there. Yeah.
And great set design and construction as well.
Yeah.
And I love how this place is called the hospital.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you seem unwell. We should take you down to the
Whoa,
hospital.
look at that.
Pew pew.
Pew, pew. Take that, mime. Die, mime.
Kill them. Kill them, Bob and Vincent. Kill all the mimes.
Kill all the mimes.
We will kill no mime before it's time.
The French.
Oh.
My mimes.
Just say anything. Or...
Check this dude out. He's got the special spacesuit.
Yeah. Look at that baseball bat. Boom. I can see it. I can fucking see the bat.
Should save it for the mimes.
Yeah. So, yeah, Vincent and Bob rather... Yeah, it's funny, like, how slow and fast this movie goes, right? Like, they talk and they talk and they talk, and then all of a sudden, Bob and Vincent are like, well, we killed a robot, let's hide it and start plotting our escape right now, you know?
Yeah.
And they're all just hanging out, still having wine. And the robots are like, well, we need to get the fuck off this thing, let's go.
So Bob and Vincent are the star of the movie.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And as it's a little bit further down the slide line, but they reveal later that even the Mad Doctor's control over Maximillian is limited and slipping. You know, that it's actually Maximillian who's kind of like running the show at one point.
All right, we are
That was a really
we're doing it. We're doing it. We're gonna Jeremy, pop the top off of like probably the most talk-worthy part of this. Yeah, and please, Pumpkinhead, take over. I'm already freaking out. Go ahead.
Don't freak out. Don't freak out.
I'm trying not to. I need help.
So shit's getting real in the dining car, and we haven't gotten to it yet where Maximillian does the...
Yeah, but we do need to talk about that line.
Okay, so the crazy space doctor, something very traumatic happens, and he runs up to the French girl protagonist and is like, save me from Maximillian.
Yes.
And then like cut to robots. That really stood out to me when we were watching it. I was like,
yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's sort of like, oh, is this really who he is, or is this like another ploy to like manipulate the crew of the Palomino? And there's like no other part of the movie that like gives you a clue as to what's really going on
until you get to the imagery at the end.
It turns, well, all bets are off at that point.
Yeah,
that's just like, oh, you just watched this movie? How about this? But that protect me from Maximilian line was ad-libbed.
Yeah,
like
he made it up.
He just sort of did it, and they
that
like,
wasn't in the script.
It's in the movie,
not at all.
Oh wow,
not at all, and it is like the biggest bomb of the film, in my opinion.
Yeah, is
this like huge question mark? Is he trying to manipulate her into staying? Is he
doesn't look like his cousin?
Yeah. Is he being honest because he has managed to reprogram something he's actually terrified of, his darker half.
Well, it's
his
well
actual
timed
self.
because it slips a little bit of doubt into your mind. And
Yes,
believe me, with
absolutely.
this fucking chalky
It's
ass
perfect.
screenplay, you need something
Yeah.
You're
to
so-
get your brain going again.
You're so lucky to have this pederast.
Jeez. Well, it happens
Shoot things up.
right after Maximillian does something rash.
Very
Mhm.
You know,
brutal.
Maximillian does something
Mhm.
very aggressive, and not in that came from the mad scientist intention.
Mad Max.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Mad Max.
Yeah.
But,
he did not want the robot to do that, right?
Yeah.
Or he's at least pretending.
Did he?
Have they put on a show for her where they intended to just kill him and then
No.
or he allows it, or does he see the moment? Does he allow Maximillian to kill him?
I don't think he can control him. I think it's a great kind of allegory to what we're looking at currently with AI. Like, we are on the precipice, right, of like creating something that may have the ability to grow out of its own britches that we stitch for it and do its own thing. And then we have to like deal with those consequences of like, okay, now this thing's like doing
Jeremy,
shit I didn't tell it to do.
Don't overblow that technology, all right? Let me tell you for a fact, there's a lot of things that cannot get an otter to do, okay? It's not that big of a deal, and I am not threatened by it, okay?
There are weirdly a lot of things you can get an otter to do, mostly for small change. But no, I'm glad I'm not the only one that noticed that on the rewatch, because
it's wild. It's a wild
interestingly
moment.
placed, and it does give you a little bit of doubt, which makes it adds some flavor to an otherwise horribly bland tapioca pudding of a film.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone has to answer the question, why does he say that? And there are, I love that there are multiple answers to that question. You know,
what I love about that line,
it could be your
that,
dad. It could be your dad in Maximillian. Did you think about that? Could be your dad
shit.
in there.
Yeah, could be. They never do fully explain like what he did with
not.
it.
They
You know,
do not.
and it could be him and Maximillian.
Like the journey through Black Hole to Hell. Like, if Maximillian is just his darker side, like he accidentally, like, you know, manifested his worst parts into a robot, then the scene in hell means one thing. But if it's his like friend, his cohort, the guy he betrayed, you know, there's the director. The guy he betrayed.
There's the audience.
You know, there's the audience. There's something happening.
What am I looking at?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like Max is an actual robot, though.
Yeah, but probably imbued with somebody's consciousness or something along those lines.
Unlike these other guys who are just guys in funny suits with the face mask.
The zombie crew are basically slaves, but Maximillian has agency and he has a personality.
Yeah.
Beyond the crazy doctor's wishes.
Yeah. Now I would have sworn.
About to happen.
Yeah, I would have sworn.
It's happening. It's happening.
Shit's happening.
Yeah, we didn't have a good slide for it, but you guys saw the buzzsaw hands earlier. You know that, like, Anthony.
They're coming out. Yeah.
Anthony Perkins puts his book in front of him so that the saw blades saw into the book first, but he still doesn't do anything with the extra time he bought himself.
No, he just stands there in shock.
But this was always going to be a bloodless death, and the book idea was on set. So I think it really makes bloodless gore. It's a great moment.
Yeah.
And so you have like maybe the best moment in the film, close to it. And then they put some electric stuff in there to make sure he's dead.
As a kid, seeing that was
terrifying.
Startling.
Yeah. And
Not
then,
expecting that.
Yeah. And then, you know, the mad doctor tells him, no, you did it bad, you're a bad guy, and then he's like, please help me,
call the police. Yeah.
And like Maximillian is right over his shoulder. It's on his shoulder, so it's like he's like the devil on his shoulder kind of thing.
Yeah.
So maybe it is his personality. It's a good question. It's probably the better part of the movie right there.
Agreed. Yeah, I like that I like that it's left vague too. I think this movie needs that.
Never answered.
Well, and I like too that like that scene, like all the gloves are off. Like after that moment, like there is no certainty about anything that's going to happen now. Like,
right?
You know what I mean? Like everything's going totally apeshit bananas.
And we're winding up for a great finish, but
but oh my god, this movie has so many buts.
Well, yeah, it's the black hole.
Yeah.
Hold on, we're not going to move too fast.
Still time for a low-speed chase.
No. So I feel like the robot on robot action is great.
Hey.
The robot on human shootouts are really constipated. Like this is a movie that already had an issue with timing. And then it has these big shootouts, but the shootouts are pretty plodding. They're disjointed. They're disjointed.
And they're not well blocked. They're not well paced.
Yeah. Well,
but you have like really interesting shots like these.
And Barbara, we already established fashion don't fit on any of these ships. That's multiple matte paintings. What were you saying, Jeremy?
Trying to watch a movie here, Jeff.
Jeremy, what were you saying?
Nothing.
Nothing that good.
Nothing on my mind.
I
do want to
your
point
ass right off this live stream.
I do want to point out the coffin style cutouts on the turntables there, which are very reminiscent of the original Star Trek. There's an episode, and also that movie with Richard Keel as the alien that comes down and takes over the doctor's laboratory in the basement. I forget what it's called.
Eagle?
No.
I know. I'm having fun.
Well, listen, we got mimes already, buddy. You just settle down. She's wearing tinfoil on her head here, folks. She's literally wearing tinfoil.
She's wearing, you're right.
She's
That's
Jeffy
Reynolds wrap. And
I really do think there are times when you are looking at a balsa wood Vincent. I really get that impression that you are looking at something that is just so very light and
Oh, speaking of which, I don't know if they'll get any slides here, but it's happening where the shit's hit the fan. Like,
we have actual action going on right now.
Yeah.
We've waited a long ass time, but it's happening.
At what point they do penetrate the hull of this ship, creating a vacuum.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the human beings are holding down the robots, so the robots don't fly away.
Yeah.
You want to tell me that Vincent weighs less than a person?
Okay. Well, thank you.
I don't buy.
Well, luckily the vacuum just magically fixes itself, and they can run around some more later.
Yeah. And you can breathe in the vacuum of space. People can breathe in the vacuum of space now.
Sure, it's cold. Quit complaining. Yeah.
I tell the kids.
I have.
Yeah. Also, the robots freeze, but the people are fine.
Mostly, yeah.
And that's a matte painting.
They're worried about
it's a matte painting.
Yeah. Well, that's more than one, probably. But
tonight on Total Recall, how many matte paintings is it?
It's at least 1 out of 167.
859 matte paintings in this one shot alone.
Oh my God, you distracted me, but I got back around to the point I was going to make. Jeremy, what you were saying about the terrible science of this film, I definitely wanted to make sure I mentioned this on the stream today. The guy that Disney hired to do the novelization of Black Hole was working from the script before the film was a thing. And he's like, this is fucked up. And
I have a problem.
And they were so concerned about like what he was saying on a film they were already working on that they had a meeting about,
That's a good
to
idea.
see just how fucked up this guy who's like supposed to write and explain how all this shit happens is saying like, hey yo, I can't do that. And they're like, I guess they decided to just roll with it anyway.
Yeah.
So if you read, I didn't read it in preparation for this live stream. Sorry. If you read the novelization of Black Hole, you will get, I shit you not, an explanation for why everything in this movie happens, and it's okay.
And it was
So
written by Neil deGrasse Tyson.
all the wobbly fucked up science, which was actually a product of a director going like, no, I don't want to. Like all of the wobbly science is explained in the novelization. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Force fields.
Sure.
I could explain it all.
Oh, good.
We don't need a novel. We have the wizard.
Here's the thing. They do have one little like sloppy explanation that kind of covers all of it, right? Is that they did develop like some sort of like anti-gravity stasis in order for the ship to not get sucked into the black hole. So it could be that somehow, even if the hole is punctured,
it is holding the atmosphere in.
Yeah, that they are actually still in a self-contained gravitational field. So
and you know what's holding them in that self-contained gravitational field? Force field.
The wizards have it.
And also,
what about the
you
cold?
said the robots are heavier than the humans. How are they floating, motherfucker?
Yeah. Why?
The robots are floating all the damn time. That's why you got to hold them.
Magnets. How do they work?
They're anti-gravity robots, so
Explain
they're going to go
that.
out the hole. You got to hold them.
And they're made of balsa wood.
All right.
The actors?
Yeah.
It's certainly not Borg.
Hey, look, them robots are shooting each other.
Pumpkinhead, we're going to say goodbye for now. I have a feeling we have a long show ahead of us still, maybe.
Yeah, I'm going to have to tap out.
Oh, come on. Jeremy, give us a few more minutes. A few more minutes.
Rats from a sinking
few more
Zagnut.
minutes, okay?
Gravy.
But, yeah, we are going to bring Barbara back in whenever she feels like it. There's no pressure. We don't actually have a script here.
I'm here.
Yeah,
No, she's excited to talk about this.
Tight.
I wouldn't say excited.
Yeah,
no. This shit
real
should
quick.
happen right here, man.
Real quick, before we continue with more slides, have we talked about anything in the past like 45 minutes that you wanted to chime in on, where you were like, oh, I want to say something about that?
Oh, well, no.
Okay. All right.
We're past that point. So
Okay,
let's just
good.
move it along.
Moving on.
No, we're gonna keep moving then. We're gonna keep moving.
Yeah. How long have we been on already? My question.
This
An hour
hour and a
and
half.
53 minutes.
Yeah, we've been doing fine.
12 of your Earth days.
Well, as a matter of fact, when you're in a black hole, oh my God, here he is. He's having some great moments right now.
Oh yeah,
and,
he really sells it with Maximillian. The conversation, the back and forth.
Yeah. Well, like someone got the memo that they're in a fucking movie here, you know?
Finally.
And yeah.
Time to step up the pace here, people.
Yeah. It's almost like Roddy McDowell, Slim Pickens, and Maximillian Sheld knew that they were in the movie, and everybody else was like, "Can you believe what's going on?"
I'm on wires.
Borgnine does pretty good. You know, he does this whole like, well, I don't think anyone else is going to make it, so I'm just going to leave. You know,
yeah, he does kind of.
I don't think it's all that shitty. Well, they're fucking around, you know. Like,
well, I mean, they're busy right now. They're doing stuff that's holding them up. I mean, Ernest does kind of blow it here, but of course he ends up saving them.
Look,
somehow.
Robert Forster's just trying to keep his head. It's like no matter what happens, I got to stay focused.
Thank you, Jamma, for hanging out. We appreciate it, man. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, he does this little like loopy-loo where he's
my arm, it's broken.
My arm, my leg.
I remember seeing this as like a really, really young, innocent kid, and I just couldn't understand what he was doing. Like I just didn't get it. I'm like, why is he?
That's because you're pure of heart.
What's he doing? Yeah, that was a long time ago. I totally understand why does it now.
Yeah,
I did the same damn thing.
Yeah, those look like very comfortable waiting chairs, though. I'm not sure what you're waiting for.
I can't make it to the soccer game, kids. Go on without me.
Yeah.
And I can't drive you. You'll have to walk.
It's a lovely milled piece of aluminum there.
Oh, I did.
And the QWERTY keyboard.
Imagine working at Disney and your job is spraying moisture back on Ernest Borgnine.
I imagine that more often than you might think.
Hey, Ernie's head needs dampened.
I would take that job.
Would you moisten Ernest for me? It's your turn.
Where?
What do you do for a living? I moisten Borgnine.
Is that a euphemism?
Where?
Wherever he wants.
Whatever Ernie wants, Ernie gets. Oh, it wouldn't be much longer till he was in Escape from New York. Wouldn't be much longer, which I consider his pivotal role. This guy is not a leading man. This is terrible.
No,
Joseph Bottoms is not a leading man. He's a rich.
Oh, there's your leading man right there. Hey.
Here's your
oh my God. Here's some
cool
ridiculous shit right here.
Yeah, love it.
There's no reason for these meteors to be glowing hot. None.
There's no reason for them
to
be appearing, period. You know, like, yeah.
Well, you could say they're getting sucked into the black hole. I'm on that.
Sucked into the black hole.
You guys got to make up what you want here. You're like, this movie's too boring, you know? Step up the pace. We're like, fuck yeah, we'll get some glowing red out meteorites.
If the meteors
that doesn't make any sense. I don't like that either.
If you think the meteor should be hot, turn to page 64.
Red hot nickel ball. Anybody watch those videos on YouTube?
Yeah, sports films.
Yes. Those
And
are
speaking
fun.
of other movies,
I like.
There it is. Red hot nickel ball.
Throw me the idol. I'll give you the whip.
No time to argue.
I have to play Doc Ock in 10 years.
No time to argue. There's no oxygen in the room.
no time for love.
Sucked up by space and a fireball. Red hot nickel ball.
In this scene, though, Robert Forster actually got conked on the head and got hurt in this scene.
By what? A coconut?
Some kind of flying debris.
Or that tree?
When everything starts blowing around.
Shrapnel.
Yeah.
Space shrapnel.
This is one of the most poorly realized greenhouses I've ever seen. This is On par with Space Mutiny. This looks terrible.
Oh.
Oh, my cabbage.
Oh. Cabbages. No, not the cabbages. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was like right in here where he got like that face right there is a real face because he got hit in the head.
He got bobbed in the head.
Well, they're not faking the wincing. I'm saying there's some huge ass high powered fans.
Oh, for sure.
Blowing all kinds of like weird like fake snow ash kind of crap around.
Debris.
Yeah. That was probably not fun to shoot at all.
Stay frosty.
And it was freezing cold.
Oh, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's like a
the oxygen. The plants give off the oxygen, so they're fine.
Sure.
Yeah, that works.
It'll
see how the
being
science
held
works.
in by the force field.
Well, railing kill.
Yeah, man.
Drink, everyone.
It's getting real. It's getting real over here.
Am I the only one who was
a lot
like
of shit going down?
every time somebody like fell, like one of the mimes fell, nobody else? Am I the only one who was like, oh, there should be a Wilhelm scream here?
Yeah, this film is missing a Wilhelm scream.
Absolutely.
Oh, here we go.
I know.
Right.
That's what happens when you get those plasma screens. They're really heavy.
Yeah. Boy, I think he stole all of the Mondrian paintings on Earth before he left.
I do like the screens. I do.
It's good shit.
Yeah.
But I like how, like, so obviously this is taking a long time, but the screen falls on him.
Sure what was your first hit?
The screen falls on the mad scientist.
Yeah.
Maximillian snubs him like, no, I'm not helping you, bitch. I got shit to do.
I've been
I'm
waiting
take over
for
the
this
fuck-
day.
I'm going to go find the consciousness of the universe and take over.
Sure.
And even the the zombies don't even help him. He keeps calling out for help and nobody helps him.
Yeah,
Well, they're not programmed to.
Would you? I mean,
Would
fuck.
you?
No. Screw that guy.
You reap what you sowed, Doctor.
Frozen cabbages. That's what you get.
If there's one thing the ending tells us, it's that they have no idea what's going on. So, like they could all have like a moment of self-realization where they're like, "Oh shit, I'm a human. Oh, I'm gonna walk away from this asshole."
So here's an interesting question, though. What is Maximillian the robot's sort of motivation for continuing to do anything at this point?
Well, I think he's become convinced because we didn't talk about it, but the scientist here has some pretty far out ideas as to what they're going to find at the other end of the black hole. He seems convinced that some sort of omnipotence is going to be available to him. Yeah. And so it's pretty he set the bar really high. So maybe Maximilian's like, I think he's onto something.
Well,
I'm gonna go for
that. Yeah.
I don't know. It's a little strange.
I'm going to become the God robot.
Hell yeah.
And what's wild is that like he already developed technology that would like infinitely help humanity. He just never bothered to share it.
That's like Wakanda.
I don't want to help humanity. I want to turn people into dinosaurs.
That checks out.
I get that. Yeah.
I actually, I can see that.
Yeah.
Robot fight.
Yeah.
Robot fight.
It's a good one too. It's a good one.
It is a very good one. You can see that he has an emotional reaction because his hat flies off his head, a la Charlie Chaplin,
and he scowls like
yeah.
Vincent's got the mean face eyes, like he's ready to go.
Yeah, and he kills him.
Yeah,
and that also makes me think that there's a human inside of Maximillian, and he's not just a robot. You know?
And
It's hard to
Vincent knew
tell.
that because he did a sensor scan on Maximillian's body and was like, he detected organic tissue inside there. He was like,
yeah,
telling you.
it's her fucking dad. It's
You
her
think
dad.
so?
I think so.
I think you're onto something. I like that idea. And there's always something like more human about Maximillian, you know.
Yeah.
There's something dark and human about him.
So the process of being turned into a robot made him evil, quote unquote.
Yeah.
See, that's why I
Well,
don't
no.
buy it's your dad.
Well, he was stuck there. I mean, there's no reason for him to just kill him straight off. But, you know, like, now is the time for them all to die, you know.
Man, here's the part where you got to spill your beer out, folks. Right here. This is...
All right.
Pour one out.
Does everyone who has a beverage can offer me in a toast?
Got it.
Never obsolete.
Old Bob.
Never obsolete.
Never obsolete.
Never obsolete.
Mm.
Cheers, everyone.
God bless you, Bob.
Never obsolete.
Look at that man.
Pour one out for Bob.
Yeah. And what is there's emotional impact in Vincent as well. We didn't get a good slide, but he lowers his eyes for him.
Somebody's got to go back and get a shitload of Kleenex.
Okay, here we go. Like they're so they've decided to escape to the probe ship.
Yeah.
It's their last and only option. And they are actually on the exterior of the ship.
Alive?
Yeah, they're on the exterior of the ship. Oh, there goes the
Woo, look at that.
somebody. Yeah.
Woo, look at that.
Don't know how this
Great
works.
effect.
You can
Yeah.
breathe on the event horizon. There's lots of oxygen rushing past you. It's fine.
Yeah, you just catch a few molecules here and there.
Yeah,
The book
and then you want to get into a ship.
The book explains it.
You want to get into a ship that was built for a zombie robot, which is probably loaded with supplies.
Yeah.
But in the book,
Slim chance is better than no chance.
I want to say though that like rewatching this as an adult, like I really do appreciate that this happened, like that this happens this way. I'm so happy they don't just get on this thing and fly away. They get on and they come to realize that the probe ship has been pre-programmed to go into the black hole,
which is a good touch.
There's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing they can do about it. Like that's it. The jig is up.
Yeah,
we're going for a ride.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's you kind of wonder. Like I would like to see like the last few pages of the script to find out where exactly the script ends and the improv begins, because it was improv, you know. Yeah.
They have no idea. They punted. They went for a cheesecake 2001 parody. It's weird.
They didn't know.
It's bad.
It's so weird. This ending is just bizarre.
I love it.
Yeah.
I do too. Yeah.
I fucking love this ending.
Yeah, man, I don't have anything bad to say. Like, you know, it's like it's an ending that makes sense with this movie. I don't know. It's like such crazy.
That's not a compliment.
I'm not saying it is. It's just like, you know, if the shoe fits, wear it, and it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really never knew where it was going, so we're just going to go into some Fantasia-esque visuals and some cut rate wormhole effects and
heaven and hell, man. Heaven and hell.
It's the most interesting acting Robert Forster does in the entire picture.
That might be true.
The world is full of kings and queens.
Where's the crystal vagina entrance to heaven?
It's happening. It hasn't happened yet.
Don't be in such a rush. Don't be in such a rush.
Peeking early.
Yeah, you know, work up to it.
Yeah.
I was ready to enter heaven.
Dude, here we go.
Ready to enter heaven.
Yeah, but first,
here we go.
Yeah.
It's time to meet your maker. Love it.
Walt Disney's in there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's
There he
Roy.
is. It's this is David Crosby before he goes on stage.
David Crosby climbs out a window from rehab.
I tell you, like,
Oh,
there
See,
was
now
and
he's
that's
in the
that's the robot.
That's the shot.
the-
That's the
yeah.
shot.
that is it.
I
I mean,
forgot
that image will stick with me forever.
Zombies.
I would get that as a
No.
tattoo. That's
Yeah.
my black hole
Yeah.
tattoo.
That's
I
your
feel
black
like
hole
this image
tattoo.
is burned.
Well, I'm
in my
getting old
soul.
Bob. Fuck you.
never obsolete.
We're the best.
We're the best. We're the best.
Yeah, so this is just straight up.
God dang,
Yeah.
Vincent, it sure does make me sad to make see you feeling like this.
We're doing the greatest hits of the banners. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Be careful with those gummies, Duron.
Hey, something that's
Yeah.
really great about watching this movie again, like, you know, especially like with good picture, is like seeing these guys, these like lost soul demon characters, like walking around hell.
Yeah.
You really get a good look at them.
Yeah, so we got
I'm
Dante's
with you.
Inferno,
Mhm.
and it goes on.
It really
Goes
does.
on.
Dude. It really does. Yeah.
Yeah, understandable, Boppy.
You got to go through hell before you get to
Dun
heaven.
dun dun.
There it is.
Here we are. Crystal vagina. Finally.
I really am fine with heaven being a crystal vagina. I'm
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
totally cool with that.
I'm all right with this.
I was so bad at this.
She was like, fuck this movie.
Let's go.
Whoops, I left that banner up. All right, we're gonna go.
Vaginas with guns. Yes.
I know.
Oh man.
I'm here for it.
We're still here.
Oh. Okay, so what
So
do you guys
now-
think? Did they?
But wait,
Is
let's
this the other end of the black hole, or did they come back out like the probe ship did? Or
well, we don't get
No,
any
I think that-
indication
No,
of
we
where
don't
they
get
are.
any answer. We don't know.
That's
No
heaven.
information.
I
They're
think
going
there's
to heaven.
somewhere
You
else.
get
I
to
think it is
decide:
like
did they go to
yeah,
heaven or did they go to hell?
Well,
Well, I think what happened is they pierced through the fabric of space and time and saw the afterlife.
That's
Then
a
they
hymen.
returned- Yeah, but then they were. If you can see,
Pop in the space.
they returned.
train.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, but then they returned back to
to
the
what?
most important to the most important part, which is what these effects are.
To the mat artist.
To the total eclipse of the minds.
Yeah.
Vagina
Yeah.
to the total eclipse
Yeah.
of the crystal
Yeah.
vagina.
This is the clitoris. No, this
Total
is the
eclipse of
the clitoris. Totally clitoris heart.
Look, she'll let you know when you get to the clitoris. All right. It's just,
You'll know. You'll know.
Thus is the explanation of the end of this film.
Yeah, we
Finally.
watched this
Yeah.
and
We got there.
we got to the end, and I was like, "That's the end. This is
Mhm.
bullshit." I was so mad.
Exactly.
All right,
That was my exact thought.
all right,
I was so angry.
yeah, I get
Oh,
it.
I loved it.
Yeah,
I'm a little angry. Oh,
Uh-oh.
Hello.
Ruh-roh. What
hey,
happened?
look, it's not anywhere near as bad as the ending of Contact. Okay,
true.
it's
Okay.
again
Fair.
another
I
South
don't know.
Park.
I
It's like
don't know.
Mr. Garrison said in South Park. You're building a machine to go clear across the galaxy just to meet her goddamn father. And I'm like, yes, Mr. Garrison, I agree. Contact was
Well-
the biggest freaking like what the.
Now that you mention it, Gravy, I wouldn't mind coming up with a few worse endings that we're aware of, like, because I will say that for an ending that was born of pure panic, the ending of Black Hole is not that bad. And for folks who don't know, the script said they go into the black hole. Everything you saw for the last 5 minutes of that movie were like celluloid improv, which is insane to think about.
Yeah, art department panicking is what that is.
Yeah,
it is a fucking fever dream of epic proportions.
I don't know. There's a lady with glowing dress, and there's a crystal vagina. There's hell. There's
a devil mime. I don't know what's going on.
What?
I don't know.
I'm ready to vote. Are we voting? Are we talking?
Oh, all right. We have talked the shit out of this movie.
This movie, yes.
All right, yeah. No, I get you. All right, no, because everybody has bedtimes and shit. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap mine up real quick, right? I have 3 things to say about this movie. The robots are awesome. They are the best robots ever. Roddy McDowell has a comeback to every fucking thing, no matter how mundane it is.
He's a dollar store C3PO here. Let's be honest.
No. It is definitely R2D2 and C3PO combined into one. But the fact that they hired Roddy McDowell to do it, perfect. This is the great robot, right? This is the great robot. This is the robot that you want to hang out with, because every time you say something, he has the best response no matter what. Okay? The third thing I want to say about this movie is that I liked it. I give it a thumbs up. Mick, will you please take over my live stream?
So it's my turn.
It is. You know what? I will tell you that last week I remember that I said I felt bad that you always wound up on the ass end of the voting. So you are not on the ass end of the voting.
Woo!
Well, I'm gonna have to step in and say that I'm gonna give this a thumbs up. If you liked it as a kid, I think you will come out liking it. If you didn't like it as a kid, I think you should give it a shot. And you might not like it.
Mm-hmm.
But I did.
Mm-hmm.
The first half of the movie, the first 3/4 of the movie is a little dry. Tiny bit. The robots are all that save it. But then when shit goes down, this movie goes batshit crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I, for one, dig it.
Dude, I got to agree.
I, for one, dig it. So it's thumbs up here.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Well, I was just going to say that even though the shootouts are a little like clunky, they still tell a story, and I respect that. All right, go ahead. Gravy.
Actually, no. Let's go down.
Oh, let's do Buttercup. I'm sorry,
let's
Buttercup.
Go down. Let's do
the Buttercup. We gotta get to you. We gotta get to you.
Okay, good. You hear me? Okay, good.
Yes.
So I took the liberty of taking notes while people were talking about it, and I wrote down all the adjectives that supported my opinion of this movie. So here we go.
Okay.
Confusing, boring, vanilla, bad fashioned, beige, constipated, South Park, the robots are zombie slave mimes, but overall the science doesn't science. It's a parody. It's bad. It had soap opera sets. It was hell. Okay, so these are the redeeming things.
Bringing the receipts.
Those are the good things. Those are the bad things. But here's the things I thought made it interesting.
Shots fired.
If you like robots, if you like space movies, if you like Borgnine Perkins or Forster, or crystal vaginas, then watch this movie. Otherwise, it was bananas and bonkers.
Sure, we all do.
That is a resounding, and I will say,
nice,
very well put. Thumbs down.
Thumbs down. Yeah, it was a thumbs down for me.
That is that is a 10 out of 10 thumbs down. And
that's a good one. It's a thumbs down that might encourage people to actually watch it.
No, I know.
Can I get a cheers? Can I get a cheers?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, don't encourage people to watch this, please.
And now,
okay.
If you are only
my
here
left,
for
your
Empress,
right.
If you are only here for Empress Buttercup's opinion, now you have it.
And they are.
But before we get to you, Mick, Empress, are we saying goodnight? We'll go ahead and bring Pumpkinhead back on.
No. Oh, okay, sure, yeah.
Or I can go. I
Jeremy.
Yeah, let me go, and then you can put.
I want to keep you
Pumpkinhead.
Yeah,
Jeremy. Yeah, let me go, and then you can put Pumpkinhead in my spot because I gotta get fed.
All right. Well, we love you, Jeremy. Thank you. Tell us.
So, I grew up watching the crap out of this movie, loving this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched it twice since I've become an adult, and I still love it. It's a flawed, ridiculous, one-off anomaly of a film that probably just should never have happened. Should never have turned out the way it did. But you know what? If Disney was to ever produce a film so off, it takes a little bit of reckless guts to like just commit to like shooting some banana movie that's really like out of your element and to see it through. And they did. And it wasn't entirely successful. There's a lot of flaws in this film, obviously. But I mean, what's not to love, really? The robots are amazing.
Yeah.
You've got some real ham acting. Like, even when it's boring, it's like, you want to see what the hell is going to happen. Like, at the end, they go into the black hole.
Yeah. Jeremy, that is
freaking great.
That is true.
That is what the script said. That is what the script said.
Yeah. And I mean, I can't help but love this movie, and it will always have a near dear place in my heart. And I will say, when I got Disney Plus several years ago, and I was like, oh man, I wonder if the black hole's on here. I haven't seen this movie in decades. I've always wanted to rewatch it, and it was on there. I watched it with one of my teenage sons, and he really enjoyed it.
Which one?
It was
wait, Laszlo.
Laszlo, yeah.
See, I was about to guess Laszlo, and you beat me to it, but yeah, I knew it would be Laszlo.
Yeah, and it's like, and we both agreed, like, we're like, oh, this movie's just crazy. Like, what is going on?
Yeah,
this is insane. So here's the thing. I am like, I like the way Wizard said it. If you liked this movie when you were a kid, you're going to like watching it again. If you saw this movie and you hated it, you're probably not going to like it. If you've never seen it at all,
you liked it. If you didn't like it, you won't like it.
Yeah. That's where I'm at with it. If you liked it when you were a kid, you're probably going to enjoy watching it again.
What do you think? What do you think the virgin viewer would think? What do you think the virgin viewer would think?
It's like, I don't know. It's like you ask them, have you done drugs before?
Every day.
Like,
wait,
how'd you like them? I don't know. I think like
drugs first.
I would have to the virgin viewer, I would have them take a very close look at this movie before they committed to watching it. And I think You know, and so I I mean, I would
all
just,
right, where are
look,
we at?
look,
So
Where are we
buyer
at?
beware.
Where we at? Where we at?
it's a yes.
Jeremy?
It's a
Do we
yes
have
for
an
me.
up or down?
Oh,
It's
it's
a
a
yes.
yes.
It's a salvage.
Okay.
It's a salvage.
That's a thumbs up.
All right,
It's a salvage
so,
title.
okay,
All right, good night,
so
guys.
Here we are. All right.
Good
Okay,
night.
Good night,
Gravy.
Hey,
Gravy.
Jeremy.
Bye.
Good night, Gravy.
We're gonna bring out Laura. We have a thumbs up from me, from Wizard, from Jeremy. We have like a very convincing thumbs down from Empress.
Wow.
I would
Such
like to
influence.
move on to Barbara if I could actually.
Oh,
And,
I'm so deeply impressed with Empress Buttercup's review, and I'm Barbara Lawrence, and I support this message.
Oh, see,
Because,
I know we
man,
always agree.
it
We
was
always agree.
so bad. This movie
Yeah.
makes me angry.
what's bad about it? What's bad about what gets you? What gets you?
Nearly everything about this movie drove me crazy.
Nearly everything.
Nearly everything.
Yeah.
Nearly-
The saving grace, I will give it up for Vincent and Bob. And
Oh,
think that
tattoo worthy, right?
I think no, I wouldn't go quite that far. I don't think I want that kind of lasting impression of either of them anywhere on my body.
To know Jethro is to love him, so I understand where he's coming from with that.
But nothing about this movie endeared anything to me. Not a sense of childhood wonder. Nothing.
She said nope. She said nope.
And when we got to the end, I was angry.
She was vocal.
I love it.
So you didn't even finish. You didn't even finish the crystal vagina. You didn't even get to finish.
We went all the way through, and when the credits rolled, I went, "What the hell was that?"
We have crystal vagina at home.
We do. We have Star Wars at home. We have Star Trek at home. We have Alien at home, and all of these things are way better than the black hole.
You do sound mad. You sound mad.
I'm angry at this movie. It's so bad.
She was a little mad at Jeff, to be honest.
I like it.
It's a little true.
Well, okay.
I feel your wrath. I feel your rage. Together in sisterhood.
That means something to me.
What?
Like, I think I told Adam, I go, I think I'd rather watch that freaking Cats video than watch this ever again.
That's it.
My
That's
God.
what I mean. Because Barbara never gives me too hard a time on B-sides.
No.
Everyone else is like,
well, that's changing.
Now I feel a little judgy.
Jeff video this and Jeff video that.
He can take it. He's
and
fine.
now I feel a little judgy.
I am fine. No,
this was
actually,
so awful.
I'm down with
No,
it.
this is a definite. This is a big
it.
thumbs down for me.
I love it. I love that, dude. I love it. I am completely down with best thumbs down ever. I cannot argue with Buttercup. I can't argue with you.
She brought receipts on that, man.
Oh,
it was beige. It was boring.
It's true. It's 100% true.
I mean,
I do think the robots are slightly charming. Slightly charming. I'm not as nearly enamored of them as you are. They are slightly charming. I can't 100%. Get past the eyes, though. The eyes are like, what did you just take? Remember you were making cars and suddenly you remembered the black hole.
I get it. You can buy that shit.
Yeah.
I get it. You buy that shit at Cracker Barrel. I understand. You know. Well, all right, now we're going to talk to Bride of Pumpkinhead. I am so excited to hear what Bride of Pumpkinhead has to say.
I hope you like sleeping alone, Jethro.
So everything everyone has said is true, and I'm still undecided if that makes this a thumbs up or a thumbs down for me. I do feel like I didn't like this movie, but I'm glad I saw it, and I think that the the visual effects, everything going on visually was like really super cool, especially if you have the context of like other stuff coming out at that time, and like learning about the backstory and all of that. So I'm gonna recommend this to anybody who is like into like visual effects and sets and like is just mostly interested in that aspect of a film, or anybody who thinks most thing Robert Forster ever made. Like, those are the groups that need to see this movie. But I feel like I'm the most torn on this one than anything we've ever watched. So I do think it has some worthwhile things in it to see. But the experience of watching it goes from like falling asleep to what the fuck, like not in a mind-blowing way, but in a
you didn't enjoy it.
Why are we here? I mean, I'm recapping everything everyone has said. My experience is y'all's experience. So I don't know how I can give it a thumbs sideways, but that's what.
No, you can't. No, you can't be amorphous. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
We
pick a side.
we very specifically. I mean,
There are rules here.
There's not many rules.
So we want to get back to our mission statement. I love this film when I was a kid. I have very good recollection of it. It means something to me. Or I thought a lot about it. Or I didn't think a lot about it, but I have some weird vague recollection of it. Man, what should I do? Should I recheck it out? Or should I just be like, those robots are cool in a bath towel form only?
Yes and yes. No, I think if you
we
love
gotta
this film
know.
as a
We
kid,
gotta know. We really need a thumb up or down.
Then I do think you should watch it again. So I'll give it a thumbs up in that context, but with a minefield of caveats.
A minefield?
A minefield.
A minefield.
Yeah.
Behold the field which my mimes are grown.
Well,
yes, your mime. It's mind blowing. Like.
Oh no.
How do you get
You're gonna
past
make
this
me
little
choose.
bit
I'm gonna
of
keep coming with the mime puns.
It does feel like a thumbs up.
God.
It does feel like a thumbs up.
It's a thumbs up.
Yeah. Well,
but
one of the
mimes
things
have it.
that here's what I will say. One of the things that we often focus on in Total Recall is how it's aged. And this is like, even though it's shitty sci-fi that makes no sense, it's still just sci-fi, you know? Like, it's not hurtful, you know? Like, it actually gained a G rating, and then they had to add dubbing in order to make it PG. You know, they actually had to add lines that were more adult. So, it's like, as far as like a movie that maybe you saw, how did it age? You know, there's some good points there. But so that's it. It's definitely a thumbs up, but I do want to hear what Adam has to say.
Thumbs down.
Is it really?
Yeah, it really is.
It really is?
Yeah,
Nice.
it really is. I'm not.
Oh, please tell me what you hate about this movie.
I'm
Please
not
tell me.
trying to be contrarian.
No. Oh, no. I would not accuse you of that. I do want to know. I do want to know, like, what's lousy about this film.
Well, my reputation precedes itself. I'm someone who can find the best in the worst movies, and I spend an inordinate amount of time doing so. I had seen it in the theater. I'm not sure if I had seen it like in my teen years.
So you're telling me both B-sides is down with this film and I'm up with it? That is wild.
I'm telling you, this will never be.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to interject that, but please
not make the cut.
go on.
That's how bad it is, Jeffrey. That's how bad it is.
It is bad. It's bad. I guess. Yeah.
We're being run over by an ice cream truck here.
Look, I got the haters in their own corner.
Okay. Well, what can I say positive about the film? This is where you can't sit with us. This is where the cool kids eat.
Thank you for protecting me. Y'all are protecting me.
Oh my God, no. Buttercup, your diss of this film was superior. Like
it was so brilliant.
I need 2 bodyguards to protect me from my.
No. Like
absolutely brilliant.
I feel like that belongs on Letterboxd. Like, I would like to quote some friends.
Oh, jeez.
Video review.
Who liked this movie. You know, because you're right. Like, I did say it was beige, baby, or someone did, and I didn't disagree.
Did.
I did not disagree. You know, like, there's definitely some boring ass shit in this movie. That dinner scene, that is protracted. It's longer than it needs to be for show. This would be a great 45-minute long movie. You'd be so excited. But I still like it, you know, like I still love this movie.
The only good things I can say about this, the art direction and the production design are very good. They're not exceptional, but they're very good. Yeah. And I always say, the art department always shows up. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a former art departer, but the visuals are good. They're very solid. Everything else about this is painfully bad. It's just agonizing. The casting is bad. The dialogue is bad. The pacing is bad.
That one guy's hair is really bad.
It's bad. And he
the
survived.
Turtlenecks are bad. The beige is bad. The jumpsuits are bad.
They're bad.
And here's the thing, though.
Did I hate them enough to reject this film?
I can't disagree with anything you're saying.
Well, here's the thing.
Not a bit of it. It's all true.
It's a very subjective rewatch. Very subjective. And I saw it in the theater. I didn't remember it much. Going back and rewatching it last week, I was shocked at how bad it was. I had to console my wife. She was in tears. She was angry. She was throwing things.
I was not throwing. Maybe a small thing.
Just play along.
Well, this is a wonderful sentiment for us to put this banner up now to let everyone know the official status of Total Recall is we think you should watch it again. Sorry, Adam.
Buyer beware.
We did not say that.
Sorry, Adam.
He's backing out of the room.
I thought you were a thumbs up. Are you thumbs down?
Did you not hear all the caveats?
Laura
Oh,
becomes
boy.
the human embodiment.
There we go.
Oh,
Laura has
geez.
become the human embodiment of the Homer Simpson mime, just backing into the show. I'm out.
I miss.
I just, the
I
world
misread the.
is already so void of nuance. I don't want Total Recall to be a place where we lose that.
Okay.
Credibility.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah, I can't. Okay. Here's the thing: if you're interested in the behind the scenes, if you're interested in the business, if you are studying anything to do with the art department or production design, yes, watch it. But otherwise, if you haven't seen this, you don't need to see this. It's really a weird misstep. It's awkward. It's a great example of the
What not to
transitional
do.
period for film and for Disney in particular. It's like this awkward baby step where they're putting on shoes for the first time. It's weird. It's a
Baby
weird
baby.
moment in film. And,
Okay.
all nostalgia aside, it's like a 3 out of 10, honestly.
Okay. Well, I didn't say much at the beginning of the ratings, but I do want to just offer some counterbalance because I was an immediate thumbs up. First and foremost, the robots are adorable. Like they are wonderful,
fine.
and Roddy McDowell, as the voice of Vincent, has an instant quip for everything everyone says.
But for fuck's sake, watch Forbidden Planet instead. Jesus Christ. Like, get you a proper robot movie.
You know what? I think you should watch Forbidden Planet, this movie, and then Life Force. I think you would really enjoy those 3 films all together.
All together on a triple feature.
Should we do that? We could do that. Let's do that. Let's go watch the other 2.
Right now.
I can't do it.
Right fucking
Right now.
No, just kidding. But we could say that we will.
No, but I mean, I'm almost 3 hours in, so I'm gonna have a hard time watching
No, I was
anything.
kidding. I was kidding.
Did you want to watch some public information films from 70s Britain or some health?
You know what I'd like to see?
Do not.
I'd like to see some 40s film reels for Harlem. Is what I'd like to see.
We got it.
Mm-hmm.
Can you just share my screen here?
Yeah.
Y'all,
Okay,
it's
well.
Wednesday.
We're not sure. We're not sure.
Wednesday.
Okay.
Hey, we don't share screens on Wednesday.
Okay.
And also, I have
We
to
wear
go.
pink.
Okay.
We wear beige.
All right.
We're all wearing beige tomorrow in homage to this movie.
Up
If
to
you
the earlobes,
love
we'll
this
wear beige.
movie, wear
Give
your
me one
fucking
second. Give me
beige
one
tomorrow.
second. Give me one
Yes.
second. Okay.
On Wednesdays, we wear beige.
Uh,
God,
Monica.
that's so funny.
Yes,
Monica,
sir. Yes,
if
sir.
we can decide on the next movie within the next 5 minutes, will you stay with us?
Oh, I'm not picking it. It's not my turn, is it?
No, you're not.
But, okay.
But I would
Perfect.
like you.
Then I'm here. Let's do this.
5 minutes. Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay. We have 2 options. All right. Because normally it would be Jeremy picking because
Okay.
that's the order that we're in. So I feel like Adam has done 3 shows. We should probably give it to Adam.
Oh, no, I'm not prepared.
I know. I sprung it on you. I apologize. But then we also have Mick, who tells me he does have a couple titles involved.
You have a cue, probably, Mick, huh?
If you have a couple of options, I will be happy to cast a
Oh, wait, whoa. Okay, all
a
right.
charter
So,
vote here. but I'm not prepared.
1 second though. We could build something because you just said enemy mine. That's one. And then also enemy mine.
Mime.
Mine. Okay. We have that one. And then we also have Young Guns, which was an audience request. That's all I have. So
so you have as much as I have, basically.
Yeah.
So you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I'm so bad on the spot.
All right, well, don't do it then. Mick, it's you, baby.
Go, Mick.
We love you. Do it for Gizmo. Do it for Gizmo.
I will give you 3.
Because I did not get
and then y'all can
gremlin. I did not get one gremlin.
So we have first Krull.
Krull!
From 1983.
Not a bad choice.
I have not seen Krull. I have not seen Krull.
I have not seen Krull in forever.
I have not seen Krull.
And
not since HBO, no.
I fucking
not
loved
seen
it
Krull.
in college.
Liam Neeson. God damn. Do we have to listen to your other options or can we go?
Yes, we have to listen to the other options.
Democracy, my ass.
Then from 1982.
All right. No, let's hear from Ted Cruz. Let's go.
We have an early sword and sorcerer film called The Sword and the Sorcerer.
I love that movie.
Albert Pion.
Which I have
Some
not
heavy
seen.
breathing from Adam.
I know.
Whoa.
Blade-bladed sword.
Whoa. Hold on.
You had your chance.
You haven't seen that movie since college.
No.
What are the circumstances you saw it in college?
I rented it, I believe. No. Yeah, I either rented it at the video store or it was on HBO.
It was in the back of a van.
No, it was on HBO because I taped it.
HBO.
I recorded it off HBO and watched it multiple
that's an HBO
times.
movie.
Yeah.
Huh.
Because I did. I watched it over and over.
We're just going to throw out.
Or number 3.
Number 3. Is there going to be another?
Yellow Submarine.
Ooh.
No.
Oh, my goodness.
No.
Oh. We have definite no's. So now we have it down to 2.
No.
It's okay.
I mean, I'm just one vote, but
no, you're good.
I can't do Yellow Submarine, no.
Why?
We're done with 2. Don't worry about it, guys. We're done with 2.
Yeah, it's good.
Let's go forward.
All animated, super cute.
Yeah.
No, Krull is. Oh, you're still talking about.
No.
Yeah.
But
guys,
we're doing Krull or
Sword and the Sorcerer.
Sword and the Sorcerer starring Richard Mole. You guys.
Oh yeah. Okay. I just realized which one it was. Yes.
Or Krull with Liam Neeson. Now, here's a couple things you might want to know. Well, no, it's just only one thing you might want to know. Albert Pion was hired, I think it was by Roger Corman, right? Or Mick or Empire. One or the other. He was, neither? Whatever.
Are you speaking English?
Yeah,
what
maybe.
Are we talking about?
We'll get there. Albert Pion was hired to make a Conan movie before Conan came out, and that was Sword and the Sorcerer.
It's quite a trip.
Pre-Conan.
Yeah, pre-Conan by a month or some wild ass shit like that. I don't know. I didn't research these things. You suggested them.
Okay.
I didn't research them. I just want to see him again.
Yeah.
Which one are you picking, Mick?
No, we should all talk about it. Is anyone in the audience still talking?
What do you want to see?
That's a tough call. They're both great.
I vote pre-Conan.
Oh, I vote Krull.
They're both pre-Conan, right?
No, but I knew what she meant.
But you just made a pitch about Sword and the Sorcerer being preemptive of Conan.
Yes.
I'm going to go with Krull because I haven't seen it in a longer time.
Same.
Yeah.
But I remember watching it relentlessly on HBO
Krull
in
it is.
my 12-year-old trailer. So,
Pumpkinhead says Kroll.
yeah, let's do Krull because I
We're
think
gonna
there's
do
more of a gold
Krull.
mine in there.
That's pretty sweet.
Sword and the Sorcerer is kind of an awesome movie. I remember it too well.
It's rad.
Yeah, a 3-bladed shooting sword thing.
Oh, that was so awesome.
That demon that comes out of the blood pit thing.
I'm not against it. No way.
Is Krull Dino De Laurentiis?
That's a good
I
question.
don't remember. That's a good question.
You know what? It's not canon, so maybe it is.
No,
Bro.
no, directed and produced by Peter Yates.
Okay.
Huh? By who?
Yes,
Peter
I vote
Yates.
for the small
Yates.
fish that whales eat. Let's go with Krill.
Remember Bill? Was it Bill and Will, the two Krill, and
Krill.
that one movie?
I don't know.
Yes,
I vote for Krill.
a young Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
And his dong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
And his
Oh.
single eye.
Mhm.
We'll see his eye and his snake and his eye snake. It's gonna be great.
Oh my God. It
I
is
know.
loud on my street. Sorry, you guys. It's warm and I have the windows open.
Yeah, they say Liam Neeson's hung like Milton Berle. So maybe we'll get a little glimpse.
I don't think it's that kind of movie. It's been a while since I saw it.
I'll look forward to it. Well, I mean, I'm sure there's
Let's find out.
I'm sure there's tight pants involved. But I think this is a great choice.
I
I
like
certainly
it.
hope so.
It was my first choice, honestly.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to be too harsh towards Yellow Submarine. It's just that it's not a typical setup, and it's not a linear sort of plot movie. It's
Sure
just
it is.
it's kind of a roll me another bomber and let's look at these blue meanies kind of thing. But I think Krull's a great choice.
Well, if your feelings were hurt, let me tell you that the response to heartbeats still resonates.
Well, you could always nominate it for B-sides, Jeff.
I thought it's not public domain. It's not public.
You
It's
can
never
still
stopped
you
us
can still
before.
say let's watch Heartbeats.
I can't.
You can.
It's your show. You can say whatever you want.
Well, I'm gonna save it for Enzo.
There's your audience.
Because you guys were like, no. And I feel like, in some way, like Enzo is like, I'll do it, And I feel that,
Have you seen the shit that guy watches?
Oh, yeah. Dude.
I have never seen Heartbeats.
But-
I was down.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've never, wait, you've never seen it ever.
I've never seen it ever.
I'll be honest. I have a little bit of an aversion to Andy Kaufman.
Well, I get it. I did like Taxi. Like, does everyone like Taxi? How do you guys
Yeah, in its place. Yeah, in its time and place. Yeah, but not anymore. I don't watch Taxi now.
I like Taxi, but I was more of a Reverend Jim.
At the time, yes, I did watch Taxi. I loved it. I'm a big Kaufman fan. Like,
You like Kaufman.
I do.
What is your favorite Kaufman thing?
Well, I'm biased,
Uh-huh.
but his whole run as a professional wrestler
No, I do like that.
was fucking genius.
Yeah, that's weird. It's weird
Yeah.
and wild. Yeah.
Weird and wild.
This is weird and wild. Did you ever see My Breakfast with Blassie? With classy Fred Blassie and Andy Kaufman.
I
and
have
they're
not,
just-
and I keep wanting to see it, and then I forget.
They're just at a weird coffee and pancake place, and it's pretty cool. I thought.
I keep meaning to get a copy of it, and I just
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that on my thing to do and resolve that issue and get it done.
Yeah. Well, I don't know really what to say except that I feel like our program is coming to a close at this point.
It certainly needs to.
It's got that slam bang ending, the black hole. Only the black hole could provide to you.
I think we're ready to go through that there glass vagina.
The audience is left with a unanimous sort of feeling.
And two of us are
Okay.
fairly totaled.
Meh.
Well, yeah.
At least two of us.
My
Yeah,
God,
your
it's
host-
full of meh.
Your host is officially totaled, but
Yes.
his opinion remains intact. All the opinions expressed by your host has been that of your host. Okay.
All righty. Well, I will see you for Crawl Madness.
It was so good. It was so good to hang out with you. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good night,
Yes.
everybody.
Good night. Best no ever. Well done.
Best no
We
ever.
loved it. Oh,
That was
my
great.
God.
That was so good.
I'll make
Classic.
sure to be extra obnoxious next week as well.
Yeah.
Stay salty, my
I
friend.
mean, next week after next. I mean,
Yeah.
Flip it.
all right. Hasta la bye-bye.
Good night.
Yeah. Dude, this was the best thumbs down ever, and I almost fucked it up by giving it a thumbs up, but it's not a thumbs up.
You
I'm a
can
thumb-
have it be a thumbs up. That's
Nope.
fine.
You can stick your thumb up in whatever direction or whatever place you want.
No,
That's fine.
I don't like.
I don't have to stick
vote.
my thumb in there.
The vote was down. The vote was down. So it is the truth. And
It was a
I
tough
have
one.
to-
For four of us.
yeah,
or five of them. Yeah.
I have to agree. Like that is resoundingly. The
No, it
best
was
thumbs
4.
up.
It was 4-3.
Yeah, it's 4-3.
Oh, okay.
It's 4-3.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I loved it. Loved it. Yeah, I just willed, willed because I do like this movie. I do. Okay,
All right, we're doing the green room chat live, so let's wrap it
I
up.
know. I've really enjoyed doing the green room chat live. I remember before.
When does the show start?
We'll see y'all in a couple weeks. We've really
Yay.
we've really enjoyed spending time with you. Please like. It's a button right below the screen you're watching. Please share. There's a complicated series of buttons. If you have been on the internet before, maybe you can guide yourself through it. Adam, and
Yeah.
love you so much. Can you
Oh, I love you too, buddy. Thanks for having me. I feel like a bit of a latecomer here on the show, but it's always a pleasure to watch and laugh and tear shit apart.
It was so
So
great.
thank you very much. And
Can you tell us what's going on Friday?
I cannot, but it's gonna be we're gonna do it's summer. It's summer now, and we're gonna have
the reason I enjoyed this show.
we're gonna do a beach.
You're supposed to do
We're gonna do a beach.
sneak preview.
Stop presenting yourself like a mandrel, okay? I've already been in your crack. You know exactly how painful it is.
What's going on Friday?
Friday, we're gonna do a beach movie. We're either gonna do
Beach movie?
the Beach Girls and the Monster or the Ghost in the Invisible Bikini. One of those two.
Which one has Mamie Van Dorn in it?
That's for private viewing. Barbara, help me out here. Who?
I can't remember who is in the
Beach Girls and the
Girls
monster,
but
is a bunch of unknowns, but there's a bunch
it's
of
pretty generic.
knowns.
Bikini, whatever he said.
Invisible Bikini Ghost.
Thank you. And has like Nancy Sinatra and
Buddy Hackett.
Yeah, it's like a plethora of not quite A-listers.
Yeah, it's a shit show of B stars.
Yeah. Which is highly appropriate for our channel.
That sounds like nothing like Black Hole.
No, it's not like that at all. It's as if the Black Hole did a beach blanket movie.
Did you feel like maybe Joe Don Baker was almost in Black Hole?
I feel like he may be the Black Hole.
He may be
honestly.
The Black Hole.
Yeah, incarnate.
We're still live. Dude, we're officially at 3 hours, which is like way the longest. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and click end stream. I'll see you guys in a moment.
Roll
Good night,
those
everyone.
credits.
Woo! Roll the credits.
Bye.
Good night.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.